medical study on the effects of marijuana use confirms that everyone knows you're high and that you'll most likely never stop feeling like this.
Your parents know you're high. Your friends know you're high. Strangers on the street know you're high.
Welcome to Everyone Knows You're High. Hosted by Uncle Kalei.
You're gonna never come back, you know, all that stupid shit.
And Uncle Erik.
If I could retreat away.
Yeah, you should definitely try that.
This is forever. This is the new reality.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Everyone knows you're high.
This episode is brought to you by Mills Nutrients.
Friendship joint.
Ooh, I love friendship joints. I love rolling joints and friendship. I love friendship.
I love smoking joints. What else? Go for it.
I don't really like smoking them, but I love rolling them. You know, one thing I also don't like is growing weed because it seems so cumbersome and difficult. Knowing what kind of nutrients and products to use, it can become cumbersome, like I said.
Cumbersome is the word for this commercial.
Whoa, wait a minute. This is some fire weed. Who grew this?
Yours truly.
Thought bubble.
Well, you can. If you come
You
by
can hear
our
my thoughts?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You know that, man. If you come by our shop, we can help you out. Mills pays the bills, man. That's all you need to know.
What shop?
Guru's Grow Supply.
Where?
It's in Pearl City.
Ooh.
Majestic Pearl City.
Another one of my favorite things. Pearl City. How long has Mills been providing these high quality nutrients for?
Premium nutrients for 30 years. I've been cracking at it for about 13, so yeah.
Which is pretty crazy because if you didn't know, he's only 14 years old.
Because I was one.
But cool. So I'm gonna roll this friendship joint to celebrate our friendship. I love friendship. And to celebrate our love for millsnutrients.com.
Definitely do it. Millsnutrients.com. Check them out. Mills pays the bills.
Can we do something? 1, 2, 3. Mills pays the bills. Start the show. Be sure to check out our other sponsors. Brutal Mars Arts for all your typography, letter, and illustration needs. Check them out on Instagram, Brutal Mars Arts. Hybrid Collective in beautiful Kaimuki. Check them out for all your heady pieces to your affordable pieces. Anything glassware needed, you can check out Jay at Hybrid Collective. Pakalolo Farmers. Check out Auntie Farron and Uncle Ikaika for the best apparel you can find. Pakalolo Farmers on Instagram, check them out. And Print Shop Hawaii for all your printing needs, shirts, stickers, banners, and the like. All right, let's start the show for real this time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Everyone Knows You're High, starring the White Yoshi. I'm the Grow Guru, and behind the scenes we got Bud Naked, and we're missing Alo Pico.
No, you can't say that.
Mr. Turtle Doves.
I can't say his real name.
Dude, it's been like fucking 2 years. I'm still working on that. This episode we got the man behind the mic, Mike.
Michael Klein from One by One podcast.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you have so many credentials, bro. Where should I begin?
I know.
Underrated.
Father, right? Musician.
Father.
You're a brother too, right? You have a brother?
I got 3 younger brothers.
Three younger brothers.
I'm the old brother.
Yeah, you know, I should beat
The
up
oldest.
all the younger brother's friends. I'm gonna call my older brother. You're that guy.
No. I do the opposite. I call my little brothers. They grew up to be taller and wider than me.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Well, thank you for joining us. I know there's a big time difference where you're at, so we appreciate you staying up late and chilling with us
I
for a
still
little
can't
bit.
see you guys though. Just
What?
so you know.
The fuck? Why not?
I don't know. I still see the little guy smoking a joint.
Hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Can you switch your view to like gallery view? We'll just leave all
there
this
we
at two.
go. I moved it over, so now I see you in like a little square. That's cool.
Now try in that little square in the top right corner. You see the 3 dots. Try click on that and try pin it.
Fucking guys, he's so good.
Man.
Man.
And hopefully that works, and it'll just be us on the
try that,
main
Mike?
screen.
You try that herb?
No, not yet.
It's actually pretty fucking underrated, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, you went sideways. Oh, there you're back. He's doing cartwheels.
I like these Zoom
It's
podcasts,
cool.
dude. It's pretty fucking
It's cool. I
good.
could leave it like this as long as you guys can see.
We can
Me
see
good.
you, yeah. And
I can see yours like it's like a square and it's a little fuzzy, but I can see you moving and stuff, so that's cool.
you know what? So you
I don't
see,
want to fuck it up.
I'm still gonna. I know we're recording already, but we're gonna figure this out just to show my prowess in the Zoom world. You know, on the one that just
Oh
has
wait, there you go. It's pinned. I had to double tap it.
double tap to pin. That's what they always. That's what my mom always told me. Double tap to pin it.
She told
You never heard that before?
No.
Yeah, my mom, Mary. She told me that all the time.
In reference
Mother
to
Mary.
what?
My mother, Mary. Just everything. Just tap it twice to pin it. Double tap to pin. You've never. I'm just fucking with you.
No, dude.
I've never heard that before. But yay. See?
Fucking, you get him, bro. I give you
It
that.
worked.
He's
It
good.
worked.
He's good.
All right, so we'll just ask straight out the gate because this is obviously a weed podcast. It's an it's an educational podcast first and foremost, but a lot of it is weed heavy. So, when was the first time you got high?
Ooh. I was like 17, man. My friends when I was in high school, they fucking like kept it from me for some fucking reason. I don't know why. I probably because, I didn't have money to buy it and they were trying to keep it all for themselves. But once I did, I was like, oh, damn, this is fucking cool. And I only did it like Friday nights, Saturday nights, and then a week would go by and I'd be thinking about it like, yeah, let's fucking do this again. But it was kind of funny because my one friend went away to like a school in like Kentucky and he told me that he left some reefer under this like little thing, like a power box up near the front of his development. And I went and looked for it. And this was in a letter. This was back when people like wrote letters and mailed them to each other and shit. For some reason, I don't know why.
It was a
we did
treasure
that.
map of like an X over the electrical box.
Yeah, and I fucking searched all around, dude, a couple of times, and then he fucking eventually like came back and was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to leave it." Fuck you, dude.
It's a fucking
You had me
definition.
fucking searching for that
Wild
shit.
goose
But yeah,
chase.
I know. I was gonna say it's a wild goose chase for there's no goose, dude. Just
I got
fucking-
so. I don't know if I think I did get high the first, because you know how like sometimes they'd say like, "Oh, you don't really get high the first time" or
Yeah,
whatever. I definitely did. I had a lot of spaghetti and meatballs that night. And actually, I think I might have got sick too. But I think it was because I ate so much.
Yeah.
And I never like felt that before. So I was like, fuck, man.
You went to straight glutton mode. It's like pasta.
Yeah.
munchies.
We watched
check.
we watched that movie Kids in the Hall, Brain Candy or some shit that
Yes.
just came out. That probably threw me off the edge, I think.
Have you ever
Like I ain't
thrown up?
watching this shit no more.
Have you ever thrown up from smoking too much weed?
Yeah, I remember I was catching the bus, and then that was like one of my first bongs. So you remember Crestview, the bottom tunnel, and there was like
Yeah.
rocks, right?
Yeah.
So I hit a fucking bong. It was an acrylic bong. And then before school, I went there with like a bottle of water and I fucking took a big rip. And I'm sitting in the bus and I'm like, oh man, I don't feel good. And fucking greened out. I got to school and then like I threw up like right in front of my friend. Blah. Ew, gross.
My boy, we smoked the joint. Like that was the first thing I smoked. And at the end of it, he was like, dude, you got to eat the roach. It's like the initiation. My dumbass just put it in my mouth and swallowed it with some water. I think that was probably what made me a little sick afterwards too.
Totally.
I threw up one time. I don't know if it was my friends were fucking with me the whole time while I was stoned. We smoked at the park in Waipio where we both grew up. And we went back to my friend's house, and they did that thing where they put the bubble on your head, and then everybody's quiet, and they fuck with you, like, and you they making like you can't hear them because there's a bubble on your head. And I didn't believe it. Like, I wasn't falling for it, but there was like the sound of the whirling of the fan in the room was like, whoo, 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 whoo. And that just became kind of overwhelming. And I was like, dude, it just feels like pulsating. And I was like, this is just fucking too nuts. And then I went outside and threw up. And unfortunately, the friend's house that we were at, it was right across the street from my house. So they were all like, get up, get the fuck out of it. Like, go, like, your dad's going to see, your parents are going to come out. They're going to hear all this commotion. Because I was like projectile vomiting. Like, it was, they were feeding me bread, and I was throwing up all the bread. It's like, dude, this is nuts. Then we went back to the park, and it was just like crazy. That was the first time I thought, could it have possibly have been laced? But I mean, I was super young. I was probably like 15 years old.
I don't think your body was ready for all that.
Yeah. It was just a little too much.
They didn't do that shit back then, unless it was laced with like formaldehyde.
Yeah.
The Sherm days.
Yeah.
They put some green yarn in it.
The dip cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's so
We used to
hood.
do that, man.
Oh my god.
People did that? You've done that?
Sherm, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
I did that a few times when I first started smoking.
In formaldehyde?
PCP.
I mean, I don't know if it really was.
Yeah.
But the cigarette was definitely like yellowish looking.
You know, some people just wet it, and then the nicotine leaching into the paper makes it look like it was dipped, and then they would sell the cigarettes and shit.
Placebo, see if it
Probably
works.
what happened.
I went to
The
school in
same
Long
dude
Beach,
that I
dude.
smoked it with was like buying some fucking shit from, and it was paper bag. It was supposed to be weed, but we got it out and went to go roll something up. It was literally catnip. Like, it did not look like reefer. So who knows?
I remember one time this is during college, and we were in Maui for like a class trip, and we were trying to find weed, and we went down to Front Street. Fortunately, that's the place that burnt down, but we just found some local dudes, and the girls I was with in my class, they bought some weed, and then we went back to fucking the hotel we were staying to go smoke it, and then we opened it, and bro, it was like yarn and grass clippings. And we were like, what the fuck? So we went back, and we were like trying to find them. So we were asking, like, bro, you seen these guys? I was like, this is like fucking ridiculous. Like, we're not some tourists, bro. We're locals. We're just from Oahu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we ended up bumping into these other guys, and they was like, overheard us asking. It was like, bro, fuck, that sucks. But here, they just gave us all this weed. I was like, you guys want to go chill? And we're like, fuck, let's go. And we fucking drove around and cruised with them. I was like, dude, that's fucking kind of
I like that.
happy ending.
They made up for the
Yeah,
other
but
guys' fuckery.
we were like, dude,
Yeah.
this is like unheard of. We're not like tourists. You can't scam us, bro. We were like,
well, they look like.
what was
like,
the girls too that went up? Because I was too much of a pussy to like be asking. I was like, I'm not gonna ask people for weed. They're like, but we really want. It's like, well, then you guys go ask.
Oh, and what, you didn't smoke them though, huh?
Oh fuck. Well, no, I didn't actually, because that wasn't the fucking weed we got. But then when we went back and we were asking around for people, then I was like more involved.
That's when the mail kicked in. It was like,
Yeah.
fuck that, I ain't getting gypped.
I sold a guy grass clipping once in
What?
intermediate. We just freaking did the lawn like the day before, and then he's asking for weed. I went home and just grabbed some and put it in a fucking bag and sold it to him.
Dope, dude.
How much did you make?
Fuck, it was probably like $20.
Yeah.
Which is a lot in
That is-
intermediate, dude. Fuck.
Hell yeah.
He knew. He fucking looked at it. He was like questioning. He's kind of like
You know
not
how
the brightest guy.
Fucking sodas you can get at Deca store from that?
Fuck that, dude. Manapua man. Manapua Mike, dude.
Buy cigarettes, and then right there you get
I was
$5.
just
Come
smoking.
up,
I don't know. The noodles was the thing. Bro.
Mike
Noodles
probably
meant
has
more than the cigarettes to me.
You probably have no idea what the hell we're talking about or what they're talking about.
So the
Manapua.
Tell him, explain to him. He's from New Jersey. This
the
could be-
Monopool man's like a bodega on wheels. They sell everything in a fucking van, basically. So as a kid, you go there, you can get Chinese food, you can get snacks, you can get desserts, you can get cigarettes. Like, he sold fucking everything out of the van. Like, no Department of Health involved. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So growing up around our generation, we kind of like, you know, would skate all day, and like that would be the guy, the oasis, the honey hole, you know. It's like hot
yeah.
skating all day. This guy got ice cream and fucking soda. Let's go. So
And it was
Oh,
cheap
yeah.
too. You could get like a bag of fried noodles with like spam or whatever, and it just wasn't like the most fancy shit. But yeah, like for like 50 cents for a fucking like a good amount.
Fuck that, dude. That was the best fried noodles ever.
yeah, I got
That's
sick.
still the best fried
I got
noodles.
sick 3
ever.
times off that
Oh,
fucker.
yeah? I never did.
Big time. The
I
one in the
never
wax
did.
paper, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
never did.
I fucking went home one day and
Yeah.
I was like, I was seeing the devil, and I was like, Mom, I'm
Probably grabbing it with his hands and putting it in the bag.
scratching
That's
his
all you know.
balls and fucking bagging it. And like, dude, I was like in the bathroom, and I just closed the doors. I knew I wasn't leaving. I was like, just bring water, Mom. I'm gonna fucking throw up all day. Yeah, it was bad.
This dude was around for like decades. He just
30-something
recently went
years?
shut him down. There was a whole news thing about it on our local news
Oh, wow.
featuring him.
Like just last year, yeah,
But
you
this
retired.
this is the same fucking guy who, when we were in intermediate school, 7th, 8th grade, after school, we would walk to this monopool truck and he would sell us cigarettes for a quarter. Like,
Oh my god.
I don't know
I
if
don't know
he's
about
a
a quarter.
fucking community
That's a little
hero.
rip off.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't
No,
even a quarter.
Hey, but here's a spin.
Maybe it was less, but
you
still.
go and you buy the quarter cigarettes, and you go to school the next day and you sell it for 75 cents in the school, and you got 50-cent come up every single time.
When
There
we
you
were
go.
in like, I don't know if it was 7th and 8th grade, but when we were in like high school, like there were places that we could just go buy cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like nobody really fucking asked
Like
questions. And
Peggy's Pantry, remember?
this is gonna probably blow a lot of people's minds. I remember when cigarettes cost $2.10 a pack.
That's fucking wild.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
And
like when I started, dude. I remember my friend, the same dude that I started smoking with, one of them. He had like this teddy bear that had like a fucking flower thing made out of like dollar bills. It was like folded up and it was like on its chest, and it was his sister's. I remember he took it because it was like $2 bills. We went and bought a pack of cigarettes with it.
That's so sick.
I don't know what grade we were, but one of my friends' dads would like watch us like while we hung out, right? You know, he'd be like the guardian, but he'd be like in a bar. And I fucking remember going into the bar and going to the cigarette vending machine and just buying cigarettes.
Right.
Jesus Christ, what a relic from the past.
Can,
Yep.
what year did you graduate? Or what?
2000.
Okay, I was 99. So
And
yeah.
you were 2003. So we're all right around the same age. And then Bud Naked, our producer, we graduated together from the same high school. We knew each other in high school.
We're all from the same high school.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Keeping it family.
That's
Yeah.
one thing about
I'll-
Hawaii
I'll-
is we keep our friends a long time. Like you grow up with kids and you still are friends with them as long as they don't move away or whatever the fuck.
Even when they move away,
Yeah.
like I got friends for like 5 years, maybe
Mhm.
36 years.
That's true. That's true. So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I moved from like when I lived in Jersey when I was young, and then I moved to Florida for like 4 or 5 years because my dad got a job transfer. So when I came back, I didn't really have any of the friends I had when I was little, and then throughout the years, I don't know. I had like a group of friends in high school. I had like a band in high school, and then the people that hung out with us, and ever since high school, we all just stayed in Jersey mostly, but went our separate fucking ways.
Right. It's usually like
Weird.
the wife and kids are the ones that do that. You know,
Fucking-
not in a bad way. It's more like your
No, it's a bad way.
attention just goes towards them.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
life that happens, you know.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because like the friendships you make when you're young, it's so pure. Like I remember like
Yeah.
one of my friends, he'll come over every so often and we'll just talk. And like we end up fucking laughing super hard over the stupidest shit that was like it's an inside joke that's over the years. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you remember the circle game?
Hell yeah.
Bro.
Put it down.
That game has
Gotcha.
been going on for like 28 years so far. We still play it in our 40s.
You seen the movie Tag?
Yes.
Tag, or is that what it's called? Tag.
Yeah.
The one where it's like the ongoing game of tag. Okay, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's like that. Like so, even like my boy lives in Oregon, he'll come back and then the game's still on. You know, like he'll look down. We look down.
You get the big circle. You get to fuck them up. real
Gotcha,
good.
bitch.
No, you got to put your finger in the circle without
Yeah,
looking.
and then you don't get hit, right?
No, you get to hit them.
Yeah, yeah. It goes
Just to
the
get
other
But
way
back.
if
around.
you do this, and then you're actually immune to the punch that they give, so you can look at it if you got it on.
I never knew there was that many rules. I thought it's either you did or you didn't.
Bro, it's commitment. You gotta
Yeah.
live it. It's a lifestyle.
It's like the game has evolved over the years to include like ways to make it more
Honestly,
fair.
those rules stayed pretty consistent, right?
I never did.
Yeah, that's what I remember, man.
I don't remember all
I
that.
haven't had a friend to play with in a long time though.
I guess me and
Do
my
it to myself.
Yeah.
you got 2 kids, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
If you got
I'm gonna get them
boys.
in on the game.
Start them young.
So there was a reference.
Just
I
get a
don't-
call
my
from
daughter
school
seen
one
it.
day and they're like, "Hey, your kid's been punching other kids." Did he
Comes in
get?
with bruises on
Did
his
he put
arm.
his finger in
But
the hole?
I was like,
or-
"Yeah, did he get him?"
Right, dude, bring it back, man.
That's so funny.
My daughter tried to play with me in Pro Ridge. I'm like, I'm pretty good at it, girl. You sure you want to do this? She's like, yep, okay. Boom, I caught her in like the first like 10 minutes. I'm like, all right. So she gives me her shoulder, and I just fucking tap her, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Boom, I catch her again. She's like, fuck. Oh my God. That means every single time, like every single time. Done.
Then the security approaches you later, like, "We seen you. We
Yeah.
have you on surveillance video of you
CPS comes.
fucking hitting your daughter repeatedly in the shoulder."
She's so gullible. It's so horrible.
Oh my
She got
god.
these little tiny bruises for her.
Yeah. The next doctor appointment, like, "Ooh, shit, she fell down the stairs."
Yeah.
Fucking.
I
Several
fell.
times.
She's all looking at me. I fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Fucking funny.
So,
It's hilarious.
were we recording when we were talking about how we know each other and from the podcast and your podcast?
No,
and
we
shit?
weren't recording. So yeah. What's the how do you know Eric?
Yeah, tell me
Repeat yourself
from your
again?
perspective.
What I remember, from my perspective, which is skewed a lot, it was Instagram. We found each other on the gram.
Yeah.
And I don't know who contacted who first, and I forget who like was on.
Eric was
each
the
other's
aggressor.
I think it was me. I
first.
think I was thirsty to make friends in the podcasting world.
Eric was the aggressive one. You always are, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let me be your friend.
Do you look back at the early, the early voices from the Planner episode, and so was mine too, because I didn't when I first started, I was just doing audio
Yeah.
at the time. I had like a picture up, but eventually, I don't think I got into doing like video episodes until after I started working with Diaz and all them and shit, dude. It was a weird progression.
It's
but-
pretty cool because a lot
Yeah,
of
it was
body
Instagram.
language. You know what I mean? Like in a podcast, yeah, you can hear the audio, which is cool if you're like driving or some shit. But like sometimes I like to watch the videos, and I tell Eric I like
Yeah.
10-minute pod because I like the vibe that those three kind of put off, and I'm a big Will Sasso fan, right?
Yeah.
So like
Hell yeah.
I'll fucking laugh my ass off just like on 10-minute pod, just audio. But then like when I watch them on YouTube, it's even fucking their body language is even way crazier. It's
I didn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know those had video either.
not 10-minute pod.
Oh.
No, that's all audio.
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
the
yeah,
fighter
yeah.
and the kid, and then what is the AI one? Oh fuck, dude, that one's pretty cool. Will Sasso is with AI.
For real?
Yeah, it's fucking.
Oh,
funny.
I think I did hear that. It's cool to watch him just talk in general when he does all the different voices and shit, because it's like, how the fuck is he sound just like the person he's trying to sound like?
Look, his Arnold and
His
Jesse,
Jesse
Ventura.
Ventura.
Oh,
His
my
Arnold.
God.
I know we were talking about Rick Glassman, take your shoes off earlier, but there's this whole backstory. It's fucking hilarious when you know the whole context. So I'm going to share it with both of you because you both need to know this, especially you as a Will Sasso fan, and then you should go watch these episodes. So Rick Glassman had Will Sasso on as a guest and, asking him to do impressions and shit, and he just really wasn't into it. He was like phoning it in completely. And then it didn't go as well. So there was this little like off podcast beef on like social media, like Rick Glassman saying like fucking, he just wasn't in, like, whatever. Years go by, and then Rick Glassman puts out a podcast, and in the fucking thumbnail, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like hyped up that it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he always does these cold opens where it takes a while for the episode to start, but this one, like, he really like played into it. And then when it came time for Arnold to be on, it was Will Sasso playing Arnold the whole fucking episode, like an hour and a half, not breaking character. Yeah. And it's crazy, like, to make up for not doing it in that past episode. And then more recently, Rick Glassman had Tom Arnold on. And, he's asking him questions about fucking True Lies and movies, blah, 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 blah. And, like, maybe an hour into it, he says, like, he brings up, like, I had Arnold on my podcast. He doesn't say Will Sasso. He's saying, like, I had Arnold Schwarzenegger on my podcast. So he's like, I could call him. Maybe you guys could talk about blah, blah, blah. Maybe we could get him on the phone on the podcast. So he does it, calls Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's holding the phone, right? Or he has the phone connected so you can hear the audio. And they're talking, and I'm already assuming it's probably somebody doing an impersonation, right? Because Rick Glassman does that kind of shit all the time, where he calls his friends and has his friends pretend to be people. But yeah, they're talking, having a conversation, and fucking Tom Arnold is like super skeptical, and he's like asking him like investigative questions to find out if it really is Arnold, but he's getting the answers correct.
Yeah, dude.
So
Will
he's
Sasso's a fucking historian.
So
too,
he's like,
bruh.
so he's like, oh yeah. He's like, so Tom Arnold's kind of like slowly coming around and buying into it, and then Rick Glassman opens his curtain, and that's where his balcony is, and Will Sasso is out on the balcony with a fucking mic, like mic'd up, doing the Arnold impersonation, and
Tom
then
Arnold didn't know.
he didn't even know, dude, and he was waiting out there for like over an hour, just standing on the balcony waiting for this phone call.
Bro.
So then they brought him in, and then fucking he pretended. And the rest of the episode had the Arnold voice. He had like a wig on too. He was pretending to be Arnold. It's fucking hilarious.
Some people talk about like Brian Callen and like, but the chemistry Brian Callen, Chris D'Elia, and Will Sasso have together when they feed off of each other in bits, that shit is like art, and it fucking makes me laugh so hard, bruh.
Do they still make 10-minute podcasts?
No, I think they're done with that one. Yeah, it's pretty cool, bruh.
You could listen to the entire catalog in like a couple hours.
But even guys like I do that too. I just drive and listen to a
them
bunch
all,
of them. Yeah, dude, he does one
Oh,
where they
yeah.
all sing a Christmas carol. Jesse Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that one Shayna lady that he does. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. you hear them giggling in the back because they hear him going through all these voices and shit. It's pretty nuts.
It's funny when you hear them laughing when they break. You know what I mean? They're trying to
Yes.
stay serious. That shit's always funny.
How's working with Uncle Joey Diaz?
It was cool while it lasted.
Yeah.
It definitely was. Yeah. It was a different. I've never experienced a person like that before in my life.
No shit.
He's not. I mean, being from Jersey, I've known people that like kind of talked in that way, and I've always kind of done that myself a little bit, but like he was nuts. He was definitely nuts, man. He was at the time, like when we first, like, because at first it was just I met him on Twitter and then fucking made some art for him, and we went back and forth, and we talked on the phone a couple times, and then when he moved back here during the pandemic, and I started producing the joint with him, it was just fucking surreal to go there twice a week to his house and fucking
Record with him.
be the one behind the camera, It's like, it was crazy.
He must
But,
be
yeah.
fucking funny though. Like just talking to him and like hearing the wild shit he says on just ordinary conversation. Like I try to picture that. All I have is what I can see from Uncle Joey, right? But I can picture
Yeah.
myself sitting down next to his ass and just listening to him talk. And I bet his fucking conversations, just regular conversations, must be wild, man.
They are. He's still like all this, like how crazy his stories get on the podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same when you're sitting there talking to him. But it's weird because like when you're listening to him, you want to like say something back, like, but like being there in the room with him, you actually get to. So sometimes I'd start like telling a story or something, and then I find myself like going off on this weird shit, and he's just like like whenever I started talking about conspiracies or fucking aliens and shit like that, he'd be like, oh, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. But it's that he was definitely a character, man.
But so you're into conspiracies also?
I mean,
Look at his beanie. Of course he
Yeah.
does.
yeah, I mean I get sucked into them, because
There-
it's like
It's interesting.
so many
though.
things could be fucking true, and you never know. We could all be dead right now,
That's what I heard.
That was the most recent ones. Like, we're already dead, and we're going through the 5 stages of grief or whatever the fuck in order to get to the next dimension.
You know how like
But-
I mean, that's a perception
You kn-
fucking issue, right? It's
you know
like,
how
Yeah.
you know how they say when you die your life flashes before your eyes. Nobody ever said how long that takes. and time is relative, right? In dreams,
Totally.
hours could be like that in reality, or vice versa. So right now,
Yeah.
you could be dying, and this is your life flashing before your eyes again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you catch
don't
up to the
mind
point
it.
where you're-
Shit.
I don't mind it. Life's good, you know. So like, I really don't mind it. If that's true, fucking hey, right?
Yeah.
Death is
How
awesome.
many times? Wouldn't it be weird though? We just kept like our life flashes before our eyes, and then we get to the end and we die again, and then this whole thing starts over. It's just a
be.
fucking repeating
And that's why,
loop.
like, when I
Maybe
look at my
that's what
daughter,
reincarnation is.
well, exactly. That's why when I look at my daughter, and like how she handles certain situations, I'm like, oh, dude, she's older than I am. Like, she's been through
Yeah.
this a little bit more than I have. Like, she responds to things more with experience. So I'm like looking at her like, holy shit.
You think that's real?
I do, 100%.
Like people have had more,
Like, I believe in that.
but if the theory is that everybody has had an infinite amount of lives, well, that's like Buddhism, right? You have already had an infinite amount. You'll have an infinite amount more. Like nobody really has more or less than anybody.
It's like a
It's
dog.
just what do we remember it all? You know, it'd be cool if we could remember each one like clearly.
Well, we have
you know?
we have disposition to reaction, right? Like certain things we react with no like past experiences to influence that reaction. Some of us just react to things differently, and I think that's an influence that has happened from our past beyond our life. You know, like a savant in this generation, like a savant. Oh, you probably touched a piano in your other fucking lifetime, or you probably painted before and you were pretty damn good. You know what I mean? So like, you see that happening, you're like, fuck, that's superhuman, but this guy just had more practice at it and more repetition than everyone else.
I was Joan of Arc in a former life. Where's the lighter?
There's one right in front of you.
I don't. That I can.
Oh, I see where you're getting with that.
I
Good
can
shit.
kind of
fucking
subscribe to that notion because it does sound kind of cool and whimsical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I don't like when you hear people saying they were important people in their past lives. Like, I
Well,
was
that's their
this. And I'm
fucking
like, oh
ego,
shit,
dog.
easy.
You know, like
And then
that's just them.
that whole shit kind of turns me off to the whole concept of it. It's just like, if that's a thing, then I was fucking Genghis Khan.
They're probably like a public masturbator in their past life. You know?
Probably. See, that's the thing. If there is an infinite pasts and forwards, then you at one point you were.
No, I
And then
do. I
one
do
time-
believe
Yeah.
in higher steps, though.
One time
like,
you were the sheep in life that got fucked by that farmer. Like that's how much infinite lives there were. You were everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. Like you were your mom in one.
I was
you
a
were
cockroach.
Everything.
Well, you can also think that like there's like
Everything.
infinite possibilities of the realities that we have happening simultaneously, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just
Did you
saw
ever
this-
hear of Bashar?
Yes, I just was. I turned my wife onto that shit, and we was watching a bunch of it on Gaia TV.
Dude, I don't know. Like, yeah, he's channeling a fucking alien,
Mm-hmm.
the dude. But like the shit that he says, it's just like, yeah, you're probably fucking right, dude.
Yeah.
no shit.
Yeah. It's
What?
pretty trippy, dude. I don't know why he
He
needs
has
to
like
talk like
whole
that
like
though.
he has whole conferences and shit where he talks live to people, and people get up and like ask him questions after he channels the fucking alien.
I like the way he did that. That was a good depiction of what he does, because that's like exactly what
does
does.
the little thing.
He sits like this, and like when he gets started,
He
he like
does the Degeneration X sign. He
Suck
channels
it.
the- yeah.
that's what he does behind the curtain as he's walking out with all those people's money. No, but
I
like-
missed that shit. That was so
he
fucking
like settles.
funny, dude.
He like channels this being and like settles in, and like he sits like that the whole time with his eyes. His eyes are closed the whole time, yeah.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay. Now let's balance that shit with like people that are really educated and want your fucking money.
Yeah.
I know.
No,
But
yeah.
he was like he's related to somebody that was like a filmmaker or like a director or something like that from back in the day, and then he started doing this shit like back in the 80s or 90s or something. He's been doing it a long time.
No, yeah,
It's weird.
And he always wears like aloha shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking Stitch. He's channeling Stitch.
No, it's like I like what you're saying. Like the stuff he says, like his answers to these questions are just like I could like I can subscribe to a lot of that shit. Like, damn, that
Yeah, and the way that he's like just on it too.
Mhm,
Like he's like so focused and knows exactly the words to say.
like there's
It's
no
kinda
time to
weird.
think about an answer. He just starts fucking rambling.
Yeah.
But it's
Check him out. It's weird.
be,
It's
dude.
another one of those
Bashar.
fucking holes I go down.
yeah.
Jeez.
I-
I've been fucking visiting that whole thing you're talking about with the moo. So
The moon?
moo.
Oh, Moo? Yeah.
Oddly enough, fucking, I seen it on Ancient Aliens, and I was like, this fucking guy Erik, and I was talking about Kaipo, you know how you and Kaipo kind of were talking about it. Have you heard about the moo?
No.
Okay,
I don't think so.
It was, I forgot what episode, but
It's the lost continent of Moo.
Yes, so it's like
Or Lemuria.
everything on the Pacific was an entire continent, and the islands that we inhabit now are just mountaintops after
Yeah.
a great flood. So like,
Okay.
and they were talking about Micronesia, right? And they
Mhm.
have these structures set up right on the water line, and it goes deeper. So they're like, hey, the waters did rise at some point, right?
It's the one where they have, like, you know how volcanic rocks make those, like, cylinders, those columns?
Yeah.
Like, the structures are built with that, yeah? And it's like some of it is submerged and some of it is, like, showing, so that's how
Almost
they know
like a
it's
swamp, like
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. I just did see somebody found like a fucking playground or something like way under the ocean,
Oh shit!
like with a slide and stairs to climb up and shit.
Sometimes they drop shit in
I
the
don't
ocean
know.
to create reefs,
But you know
too,
what,
though.
dude? Fucking AI is getting so crazy now. It's like hard to tell what the fuck is real.
How do you
I
feel?
mean, unless you're watching
That's why they put it
you're
out.
watching those fucking what are those Chewbacca looking no
The Yeti.
the Yeti's doing all the crazy shit.
How do you feel about AI as an artist who uses, like, Photoshop and actually fucking does the work, had to do the work to figure out how to do that shit and teach yourself that?
I
like,
know. Before it came out, that's what you had to fucking do.
Right.
But like I don't know, man. It's weird. It's so crazy to like actually try it and see what it does. Like I've been fucking hooked on like when Mid-Journey came out, I was fucking on that shit. I was trying to I used a bunch like for Rogan and Diaz like when I was still doing that shit. And there was another one, Stable Diffusion was like a one that you had to actually train the model with like photos from the original people and stuff. And that when that was like 2022, I think that started. And it was harder to control, but like now they have like the VO3 where you can fucking do anything on it. It's fucking nuts. But now I just like ChatGPT, I've been using that for like little things, especially like trying to figure out like certain like After Effects like thing. Like you can actually hold the phone up and let it look at your computer as you're doing it in Photoshop or After Effects or whatever program, and it say, "Hey, I can't figure out how to do whatever," and it'll tell you, "Go over there and click on this and do this," and it fucking works. It's fucking nuts.
So-
Thank you, Jarvis.
Do you think that like with because there's a whole like lawsuit with the University of Zurich. It was on Rogan's podcast where they said that they created an AI that could convince you otherwise.
Yeah. Passed the Turing test where it can trick a human to thinking it's another human.
No,
What?
it's if you are like, I'm a Republican, 100%, I'm voting Republican. They could use your algorithm of everything you've compiled in your entire social media, whatever, and find out how to get to you in points where you're vulnerable. And it worked 50% of the time.
Well, I did hear this story about
And it was like they had to take it down, dude.
and they're getting sued?
No, it was like you have to take this technology down.
I did hear a story. I don't know where I heard it from. Might have been on Rogan too. Fuck. Or actually, it might have been on the podcast Ninjas Are Butterflies. But like this one AI, like they told it, they tell it it's gonna get deleted, and this fucking AI went through one of the staff's emails and found evidence that he was cheating on his wife and like was trying to blackmail the fucking developers to not delete it. And you hear that and it's like, holy shit, that's crazy. But then you
Like,
find out it's
delete,
in
fuck
that's
you,
in a
bitch.
Enclosed testing environment. It wasn't like a live AI. So like they built the email, they built the fucking.
But you got to
They
think down.
they sent the emails, but yeah, the crazy thing is that it could do it, but it wasn't like it didn't do it in real life. Like everything was made up for this experiment, but the fact that it attempted to do that
it
shit,
lashed out. But do you think like whatever the general public is experimenting with and like breakthroughs in the general public, the government's doing.
right, it's way beyond. Dude.
So like think about all the elections that's been happening since we knew AI existed, and think about like maybe 2 terms past that where the actual AI probably hit. A lot of elections, fucking crazy shit must have happened where like, and people were still.
I think like 20 years ago when we didn't even know what AI was, they already had it.
They had it already. Fuck.
Yeah, man. There was no hanging chads.
Yeah.
George Bush. It was fucking
all those
AI
videos were
just
doctored.
fucking telling us what we need to do.
Yeah, it's so
nuts,
fucking
man.
real. And like, the digital media wasn't as sharp as it is today. So like, you watching TV, you can pick out something that's like, oh, that's CGI, right? Like back in the fucking like early 2000s, there's no way you would pick that shit out of a fucking of a news clipping.
Yeah, the way they do it when they use it like subtly, like where they just change something they said, and it's not like a huge effect. It's just their mouth moving, and it's like a faraway shot. Like that could be super fucking dangerous. Yep. Like the Yeti ones are fake. Like the fucking baby ones are fake, but it's like that can be used for nefarious purposes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I thought when I saw that video of fucking Trump like saying fuck on CNN or wherever the fuck it was, I thought that was fake when I saw it, because you can make it look just like that and sound just like him. Man.
Think about his assassination.
Then I found out it was real.
Yeah,
his assassination attempt, right?
Yeah, I mean,
no. Think about like.
But there's people there in person that saw it.
Yeah, but he probably
but
got.
So there were people at 9/11 too. Anyway,
right. He got probably like he could have got missed. He could have missed his ass 100%, and AI could have made the news clippings to the general public look like he got tagged with the blood and all this shit, right? That would be really easy to do for AI.
That's what some people are saying. Like Donald Trump's been on WWE before. Like he knows what fake shit is like, so he could have popped a squib and been like, "Oh, my ear,"
or acting it out, right? Like like acting it out. You know how to react in those situations, especially when you got like Secret Service that can't even holster a gun.
I think the better conspiracy is that like MK Ultra and they're brainwashing people to do nut shit.
I don't think.
And then they fucking tell the security fucking look this way, don't look over there, when they should be looking over there, and then fucking shit pops off, dude. And
like the new Captain America movie, the song, that fucking weird song comes on.
Yeah.
It's just like,
baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
We're gonna get flagged because of that.
No, that's the fucking dude. Like I think that shit could be real, where like they just fucking brainwash you and like trigger you or activate you at any given moment.
I think it's more
or we are in the Matrix.
Yeah. I think it's easier to fucking manipulate the poor quality of the media when it gets put out, like a cell phone footage, or I think that the government can intercept that and manipulate that and then send it out, you know what I mean? I think that's a lot easier to do than brainwashing people to be sleeper cells to come and kill people,
But like this is a heavy one, and I don't think we need to get into it fully or completely, but just like the videos you see coming out of Israel and fucking Iran, the missiles and all that shit, like, I'm assuming it's real, but fuck, who really knows, right? And then Israel made a law where people aren't allowed to film missile attacks anymore. Did you hear that? Have you heard of that news? Yeah, the Israeli government told its people it's now illegal to film the bombings and like share them. What the fuck's up with that shit? But anyway, I didn't mean to.
Well, that's why I feel like that's why they were trying to get rid of TikTok, Yeah. They don't want people sharing shit live.
Because like on the news, you could make a good AI of some disaster happening, but people who live in that area could easily post like, "This is not happening." You know what I mean?
I got something to say. So I had this one guy, like, and this is kind of going off more politically than conspiracy, but it's part of what you guys are talking about. He was talking about like Trump this, Trump that, and I get people on the other side, like, well, the fucking Democrats this and Democrats, and I'm sitting back here in Hawaii. I'm like, everyone here is a fucking immigrant. Like, have you ever asked a Native American what he truly thinks of what's going on? Like a real, like, it's kind of,
Right.
People forgot about all that shit. Like, you guys are all arguing, and none of you guys are from here. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I think about that a lot,
Well,
dude.
because most people think of Hawaii just as another state, so they're still considering themselves American. You're coming at it from the perspective of an fucking Kanaka.
I'm just thinking, like, to the bare bones of all this argument, right?
Yeah.
All this drama in the country. Like, do you guys really, like, what the fuck? You guys just kind of fucked everything up, man. Like,
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
we came like fucking people came from England a couple hundred years ago and killed a lot of people and took it. And then we're supposed to have this like great America.
yeah, this government
I
we had
don't-
is
it
supposed to be
doesn't
so
make sense.
sophisticated that everyone is supposed to be, you know, like a greater life here in America, which I think that's a very kind-hearted thing for a country to have as their mantra, right? Like, give us your wheat, give us your poor. Like, that is pretty cool. I like that about America, but like the whole fucking political movement in general, like, look past all that. Like, this is fucking bullshit. You guys are fucking arguing about something that has nothing to do with the people that it's relevant to. Like, everyone's not from here.
You know, it's kind of funny to see. Here I saw a local meme, and it was, you know, with all the ICE raids going on and people being deported.
Make rice,
There was-
not ice.
No, there was somebody, a Hawaiian, saying like, so when are you gonna come get everybody who's fucking here in Hawaii?
No,
like
yeah.
everybody here is illegally, you know what I mean? But it's like, that's, I don't know, dude.
You can't.
I'm here, but I was born here, so maybe I would get lucky and I could stay.
Yeah, you can't. You're an American citizen, but like everyone that's Hawaiian here.
Yeah, that's what I always postulate,
indigenous.
or my rebuttal is, because if and it is fucking, a lot of people do contest that it is. Hawaii still is its own nation, and I was born in this country of Hawaii, this nation of Hawaii. Then I'm a Hawaiian national.
You're a citizen of Hawaii.
I'm a citizen of Hawaii, so please don't kick me out if it comes to that.
Why are you looking at me for?
I don't
Like,
know, because
I'm
you
the
look like you
governor?
could be on the board of deciding who goes. That's what I always ask. Like,
I'll be poking you with a stick to the border.
when
Get outta
when
here.
people say like, oh yeah, kick everybody else out, I usually ask them like, oh, who you gonna kick out first? Like, what race goes first? Like, I want to hear your plan.
Right.
Like, which race you gonna kick out? The Howlers. That's usually what they say.
The quickest boat. Well, you know what's crazy? Like, you know, in the States, people don't really realize our history, and like, people are like, oh, they're so angry towards Haole people, and it's not even a race. It's just a mentality of like locusts coming in, decimation, and leaving. You know, Professor P calls them opportunivores. They come in and they just seek opportunity and they take it for themselves and leave. And like, I think when the locals talk about howlies, they're talking about those types of people.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to be funny
No, I know, but
for
like,
our local viewers.
I gotta clarify for people in the States too, like that don't know that shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, I gotta clarify for the people, bro.
I think a lot more people are becoming aware of like Hawaii's situation and like how it was gotten and all, you know, illegally and all that shit. I think more and more people are becoming aware. I think Drunk History, you ever used to watch that shit?
Yeah, they had
Once in a
one.
while.
I think
yeah.
they did 2 episodes. I mean, they did a few
Kalakaua
episodes.
one, and they did a Lilio Kalani. No, they did 3 then.
I
That's
think,
right.
well, I was gonna say they did multiple. I
They
wasn't. I
did
couldn't.
Lilio Kalani when
maybe
she
they
went
did
into
4.
the fucking prison.
Because they even did John, or what is his name? John Thorpe, the fucking Hawaiian. No, he wasn't Hawaiian. He was Native American. Yeah. Did they do a Duke Hanamoku one too? They must have.
I think they did.
But anyway, like I think they did a pretty good job because I think one of those was kind of highlighting that, right? So people were aware then. And TikTok, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, I'm not on TikTok, but I see on Twitter people post TikToks, and I see people making things about Hawaii that aren't from Hawaii. I'm like, oh, this is fucking
It's
telling
Interesting.
the truth. But it's like, who's this guy?
no, that's cool. At least the truth is getting out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, we got to make sure everything stays fucking truthful on the way out. Nobody embellishes any part of the story.
You know what? The thing that's gonna save Hawaii is all those fucking hippy dippy new age people that believe in that Mu continent and believe that Hawaii is a sacred place, and they're gonna be the ones petitioning to save it. Like, stop fucking it up.
I think we, I think we
Pono
passed all
settlers.
that. Yeah.
Oh, inside joke, Pono settlers. No, but
You guys should do a high history. I always wanted to start that like a show. Like nobody did high history. It was always drunk history. I don't really care about being drunk.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't drink that much. So
Yeah.
I'd rather hear somebody stoned talking about
High history.
what really went down, you know?
Google it, see if it exists already. If not, let's fucking do it.
Let's do it.
Hey, at least make it a segment, man.
Segment.
Get super high.
Segmentation.
That's fucking good idea.
Well, getting back to conspiracies, I wanted to ask you about fucking the drones over New Jersey because I know you fucking.
Ugh, that was weird, dude.
Did you see
I
them?
feel like I saw them, dude.
Yeah.
Like when it was happening, I was looking up at the sky a lot more because people were like filming it and taking
You wanted to
videos
see
and
it.
shit. I kind of, yeah, I wanted to.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of them I looked at and I was like, oh, that's one. And then I'd be like, oh, wait, there's the fucking wings. It's a plane. But at the time, I felt like they had like all those weird like red and green lights on them and all that shit. And actually, I remember some New Jersey like senator or something like that was like, oh yeah, there's an Iranian mothership off the coast of America over here, and they're just coming off of there. And everybody was talking about how like, oh, they're probably like searching because New Jersey especially has a lot of fucking nuclear facilities in our state, and they were like, maybe they're just fucking checking out our shit, making sure like where things are and where they would have to.
Was it
if
true
shit
that
went down.
fucking we intercepted like 6 missiles?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Over there?
No,
in New
in
Jersey?
no, them
Bahrain.
Iran.
Bahrain, Qatar,
No, we didn't do shit.
Okay.
Qatar.
We
We
just
helped them.
bombed. We
We
bombed the
definitely
fuck out
did.
of some shit, but we didn't like.
But they sent missiles our way.
Iran.
not to-
yes.
well,
yeah,
no,
that's Qatar. You're
yeah,
talking about Qatar.
it was a
Yeah,
base in.
it was going to hit over there, but we helped like take them out of the fucking sky.
Okay. So, but
It was
they
a U.S.
did-
air base,
Jesus
basically.
fucking Christ, dude! Holy shit!
No, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and it
nuts.
all make like the dots are fucking, the lines are connecting, man. Like, what the hell was that shit list?
But
I mean,
see-
that was like earlier this
Well,
year. It wasn't even
I heard
like that long.
What's the probability of Iran actually being able to camp out in the Atlantic Ocean
Yeah. That's
without U.S. interception?
that's
like,
my
they
contention.
would be fucking on them in a second, man.
Yeah, you would hope so.
Negative.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is like if this is really a enemy of the United States and they're just have a mothership off the coast and it's just sending out hundreds of drones and they're just flying in our airspace unregulated, like they would have done something about it. You know what I mean? But the
Yeah.
fact that
well,
it was
they came
just
out and said that
happening.
it was like
it was our
it was
government.
our people, but you know they didn't want to go too deep into what they were doing.
I know they gave some
But-
kind of like some kind of half-assed reasoning for why it was, but
And then it just disappeared.
yeah.
Like it just fucking stopped. So, but I swear to God, I did see one in the daytime that was not like a plane and it was hovering. Like I was driving down a, you know, sometimes you drive like one way and a plane's going this way and it kind of looks like it's not moving.
Yes.
Mhm.
I thought that happened, so I fucking drove into a development and stopped, and I was still looking at the damn thing not moving, and then it just kind of flew off. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck to believe.
scary
Definitely
man.
as
seemed to, like
shit,
they were
dude.
looking for something. What they were looking for, and if they found it, who the fuck knows?
Bro, that's so fucking
know.
scary.
But yeah,
It
for our
is,
government
man.
to come
Especially when you have kids and you're older and you're just like thinking like back and forth in your brain, like what the fuck is going to happen? What is this? Like, should I be worried about it that much? Should I just continue living life like nothing's going on? Just like everything else in this fucking world, it's hard to fucking pay attention, especially with social media being so in your face and so addictive. Like nobody, like when we were little back in the 80s, man, like I watched like fucking the local news station and they had like sit on there, but I didn't even pay attention to it. And now it's just like every time you pick up your phone and you're going to look at something else, that's on the fucking scroll, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard not to look at. And then I worry about like, what if I don't pay attention to it and something does happen, you know?
Yep.
But
What are you gonna
like
do
when the
about it?
pandemic
if you do?
happened and it fucking got all like nobody had toilet paper around here. I was like, what the fuck is going on? We were stuck at our house
People
for
were
fucking
panic buying during the
months
drone
there.
thing.
What's that? No,
No,
I'm,
he's
I'm saying
referring to
when the
back then.
pandemic happened. Yeah, brought it back. That was just another fucking weird time.
Bro, you know what's fucking crazy? Like, I went to Costco during the pandemic. Everyone bought like the Charmin rolls, and there's a big custodial roll. I'm like, what's going on here? And I just bought the big custodial roll.
Beggars being choosers.
I was fucking good, dude. I mean, my ass was a little chafed from the but I managed.
I'm used to it, dude. My parents buy one ply, like the kind that you find in public restrooms. Like that's the shit
where your
my parents
fucking
use.
finger
I'm like,
just punches through it
dude.
and just like it's over.
Like, why is fucking finger smells like shit?
Oh my
that's
god.
why I roll, dog.
Yeah, cut your nails, fool.
Cut your nails, you're gonna make your fucking.
You're gonna
Just
spread
bleed down there.
salmonella to everybody. Yeah, dude, panic buying was never a thing. I was just like thinking to myself, like, just jump in the shower. Like,
People in Hawaii panic buy like fucking crazy.
they gouge prices. Like when there's a hurricane coming, the water will be like
Oh, yeah.
fucking expensive, man. Which is
Oh, yeah.
that shit should be fucking
You're
illegal.
familiar. New Jersey gets hurricanes and shit, right?
Right?
Yeah, once in a while. When I lived in Florida,
Oh yeah.
Oh
I was
fuck.
down there in '92, so I lived through Hurricane Andrew. I don't know if you ever heard of that one.
Yeah, man.
But I was in
Sounds
Fort.
familiar.
Well, we were near Fort Lauderdale, but we were in Hollywood, Florida,
oh
and
shit.
when that happened, and that was nuts. Like we woke up and like our side of the street didn't have power for like a week, but the neighbors right across the street had power, so we would like run an extension cord across the street,
Hell yeah.
heat up some water on the fucking barbecue outside in order to bring it inside to put it in the bathtub to take a bath.
Yes.
Crazy.
It's fucking
It's- I-
weird, huh? Like how the infrastructure does that. It's like rain half. What the fuck,
Mhm.
dude? You lucky son of a bitch. They're all like
Bastard.
mocking you guys and shit.
Yeah, luckily we had nice neighbors who let us run a fucking extension cord literally across the street.
Yes.
Like people were driving over it. and shit.
Was it a smaller community or was it like suburban?
I mean, it was suburban, but there was a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
It wasn't that small.
Like, that's
But-
cool. Your neighbor's like, we can't be doing this for everybody. So shh, keep it on the down low.
And then there's
No,
a fucking
I
cable
think it
going
was
across
like
the
down
street.
the road.
Like everybody
think it was
across the
down the
street
road.
was. See, that's fucking cool to hear. That's good to hear that people were like helping out like that.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
dude, I'll pay-
Luckily, it was only for like a week or two. So
You say that's a long time, dude.
That's a
You say
super long
luckily it
time.
was only a week, dude. I think I would shoot myself if I had to.
dude, if I was a little bit older, because at that time I was like 11 or 12, I think. I was
Oh.
born in '81, so it was like kind of remember it, but I also just remember like playing with my brothers and kind of not paying attention.
Just being.
We didn't have
kids.
TV, like there was no TV or air conditioner for that whole time.
You guys just thought it was
fucking
camping.
weird. Yeah, it was like camping. I don't even know how we had actual like water. Like I think we had to like get bottled water to heat up on the
Oh,
barbecue
shit.
because we couldn't flush our toilets either
Right.
for that whole time basically.
Damn.
So I don't even know how we went, like where we took a shit for that amount of time.
You got one bush that's just like so vibrant green, just putting out the best berries ever in the backyard. You're like,
Yeah. Well, we had grapefruit trees in our backyard, and I remember we woke up the next day and they were all on the fucking ground. And
oh,
we had
shit.
just had like 3 big ass trash cans. And we just had to put them all in there because we weren't getting rid of them. And I wasn't eating them fucking things. I have to eat the grapefruit with the like sugar on it and shit. That's just too fucking sour for me.
It's like, what do we got to drink? Grapefruit juice.
Yeah, fuck off with that.
Fuck,
But yeah, it's
man.
weird, man. We just being our age, we lived through a lot of fucking crazy shit, man. Just in this like small amount of time.
You know, like you talk about time being relevant, and you talk about like the Earth and like human history, and like you zero in on like our generation, and like, fuck, there is a lot of shit that happened, but it kind of condensed in our generation. Like,
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
feel like
crazy
it.
shit happened, man. Fuck.
I remember in high school, Columbine happened,
Yeah.
and I was like, I remember because we had like fire drills like
Fuck.
constantly because they just kept I don't
Now
know
they
what the
have-
hell was going on, but
Dude.
we kept having to like go outside.
Now kids have active shooter drills at fucking schools, which is kind of
My
fucking
kids
nuts.
do, dude. They don't know what the fuck it is though.
Dude.
Like my kids are in like second and kindergarten. But
Fuck.
like they'll tell me that like, oh yeah, we had, or no, I'll get a message because we have like an app for our school, and they let us know that some kind of drill went on or whatever, and everything was okay. But like they'll have them barricade themselves in the room and like get down behind like a fucking table or whatever, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing that for. They just think it's like a drill of some sort. They don't tell them, oh, this is because there might be people that come in here with guns and shoot you.
Fuck.
That's a crazy reality for a kid to have to grow up with in this day and age.
Well, we
It's so
lived through
nuts.
the fucking the '90s gangster shootings and all that, the drive-bys, you know, all of that shit. In Hawaii, not so much.
Hawaii never really got nuts like that,
It did happen though.
but not that. I mean, not, it wasn't like fucking
South Central,
LA or
yeah, it
anything.
wasn't like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it happened where we were on like, oh shit, there might be guns, you know. In high school, we kind of worried about guns in some parties, and I'm like, huh. But like for our lifetime, like you lived through the Florida bath salt cannibalism era. Like, remember that shit?
Yeah.
Whoa.
What the fuck? Zombies
Zombies.
are
And
fucking here.
it was like an epidemic at one point. Like it was happening. There's videos coming out where like ladies are trying to fucking get in people's houses and shit, and like people
People
getting
chewing off other people's faces.
and swallowing it too. Jesus.
What are you gonna
Christ.
do? Spit it out?
I mean, if you're gonna like really beat up a guy and you're going crazy, you're fucking mad. Like I still wouldn't swallow somebody if I bit him.
Because
You
he
know?
wasn't mad at him. He just was hungry. Brains. You
There's
wanted
a
those
zombie
brains?
dog. Fuck that shit.
He wanted that human sushi.
Yeah.
There you go.
That-
Omakase.
He was trying to get the fucking adrenochrome on tap.
I want you to do an Asian accent in a zombie voice. Just a voiceover.
Brain. Brains.
Fuck.
Oh. I don't know. I did.
Brains oishi desu ne.
Anyway, racist part over. I can do it. I'm Asian.
I'm
I just gotta
Japanese,
reiterate,
man.
I'm Japanese too. Like half, so I can like.
God
get
bless
away
being
with it.
from Hawaii. You're just mixed breed of all kinds of shit. Get to make fun of.
Yeah, that's a thing here. It's like there weren't really racist jokes, but there are racial jokes. You know what I mean? It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, if you laugh at this, you're racist because everybody laughs at it, even the person who it's about. I think the equivalent in the mainland. I know from where I'm not where I'm from, but from where like my mom's from in the Midwest, it's like the fucking Polish and like the Norwegians they make fun of as like, you know, an Italian, a Jew, and a Norwegian walk into a bar. Like the Norwegian is usually the butt of the joke, and like over
we'd
here,
give them a blank stare. Like
over here it's like Portuguese people is like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was the thing when I was little. The Polish were always the one who was like, oh, how do you want to drown a Polish person? Put a scratch and sniff sticker at the bottom of a pool. they talk like they were like
That's a
dumb or
good
something.
one.
I don't understand why, but
That's the same
I
thing.
never
here.
got it. But I was like, oh, that's funny. Anybody could do that if they're dumb, you know.
It probably goes back from immigrant time in America when you know the different groups from different countries are coming over at different times.
But everyone had a thick skin where they wouldn't get offended. You know, they would come up with another
They probably just
racial
stab you
joke.
back
Yeah,
then,
come right back.
or they
Yeah.
just stab you back in the
No
day.
way.
You never heard of gangs in New York, too?
I think that's where roasting came from, right?
Oh.
The immigrant times, like just fucking
Yeah.
laying it on people, man.
Yeah, and we turned it into a fucking game show.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
You
my
can get
favorite.
famous from being mean to your friends.
Well, and even comedy nowadays, like comedy nowadays, you hear a lot of racial shit in comedy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
racial jokes, and it's still okay in the comedy world because you know that's that one underlying rule is like you don't
You're
get
joking.
offended.
Well, it's like your joke. It's right. It's jokes. That's why.
yeah,
Yeah, it's only a joke, man.
It's just a joke.
Unless you're one of the
And it's
one
your-
of the few comedians that's not allowed to tell jokes.
yeah.
yeah.
Like
You
the British
can't
ones
censor
who
a
just
comedian.
the British ones who most of their stand-up comedy specials are sad.
Yeah,
I don't like that in comedy specials when there's like a sad moment when they're like telling a touching thing that's like, oh, This is not what I'm here for. I'm here to laugh, dude. I don't want to feel bad for
yeah,
you.
when I laugh.
Like, I know you got to set up.
That's why I like Joey so much, man. When I first started getting into him, like I went and saw him in Philly a couple times, and he was just all over the place with shit, and there was no like he told stories, like he's a good storyteller, but there was no like moments like that where you're just like, oh,
He never broke
Yeah.
character.
kind
He-
of silence, you know.
that coke booger shit was super funny when he was talking about his coke booger, and like he was like,
Feeding it to the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, is that in a special, or is that just
I don't
something from
know,
the
I don't know.
podcast?
It
I heard
might
that
have
on a
been an ex-
podcast, man. I think
Dude.
I heard it on a podcast. It was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious, dude. Like he's a wild fucking dude, man. And even like Bobby Lee's podcast, like it's just the dynamic between them two is fucking hilarious, and that just makes the whole show. You know, like it's so fucking
Yeah.
funny.
Unfortunately, he never had Bobby Lee on the joint, but we had a bunch of people like that I was fans of, and just having to like set up the Zoom like we did earlier, you guys doing earlier. Like that was the time that I would get to meet them, you know, when I was like signing on and getting them ready to talk to him, and then he would come over and sit down. So I got a lot of like behind the scene kind of just me and whoever was on, like Jelly Roll was on there one time, and fucking
That's cool.
there was only a couple people that actually came to his house, but that was like towards the end. But I did get to eat some fucking meatballs with the Punisher, John Bernthal.
No
That was
shit.
pretty cool. Yeah,
Damn.
that was him and Chaz Palminteri. He's a mob guy.
You know
That was
what?
pretty cool.
You know what I learned? Maybe you guys knew this already, but fucking Bronx Tale, that movie, is based on Chaz Palminteri's real fucking life.
Yeah, he wrote it.
His real name, Chaz Palminteri's real name is Calogero. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
Mhm.
dude, that's a crazy story. It's such that, right? It's yeah, crazy. I just learned that recently within the last couple of months. When I heard that, it blew my mind.
I don't know anything about this.
You never saw this movie?
No, I haven't.
You should just watch it. It doesn't have like
maybe you don't know what it is. It's a
it's-
fucking good movie though.
Yeah, it doesn't have like a big
Yeah.
climax or anything, but it's like a fucking 1970s gangster movie. It's like 70s,
It's
60s.
a good movie.
It's fucking
Yeah.
good. It's just the characters are good. It's the violence, when there is violence, is good.
Mhm. It's like the beginning of like, well, not the beginning, but it was around a little after like The Godfather and shit.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
like, I feel like A Bronx Tale like kind of led the way for Sopranos to fucking
Oh,
become
shit.
a thing, you know?
Did I say the right title when I said it?
Yeah.
Okay. When you said it, I was like, wait, what the fuck did I say back then? Did I say it right? Like, I had that moment where I was like, shit, did I say something? Did I say Rumble in the Bronx?
I didn't see this movie.
You do know
should
you're
watch
high,
it.
right?
You like
yeah,
it.
yeah, totally. Everybody.
I know of this movie, but I didn't see this movie.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He
That's-
plays himself.
Well, he
No.
plays the older guy. There's a kid in it who starts
Yeah.
off as a young kid, and it follows him. That's the young kid is him,
Mm.
and Sonny,
Mm-hmm.
who is like the older gangster who's like taking him under his wing. That's Chaz Palminteri plays that character.
Got it.
Yeah. But he wrote it and
Give
put
him
it
the
all in there and
Mario
shit.
test. I don't want to ruin it for you, but you'll get it.
You ate meatballs with this guy? That's cool, dude.
No, I ate meatballs with the Punisher, but I hung out with Chaz, and he brought his son Dante with him, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was weird, man.
Who's your favorite or like your most starstruck where like you're excited to meet when you did that? After meeting, you were like, oh shit,
probably,
yeah.
probably John Bernthal, because I
cool.
knew that he was coming, and I was a huge fan of like The Walking Dead before when he was
Fuck yeah.
Kane and fucking just. I mean, I saw he was the Punisher before that, and when he was there, it was at like the time where Disney kind of took over Marvel, and they weren't. He was talking about how he didn't want to do the Punisher again with them because they didn't want to let him like go all out and
Right.
you know, kill people and like all this shit. But now Marvel's just like anything else out there, like so much blood.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So
It's a lot of fun.
he came back, and it was around the time when people were like thinking about if he was supposed to like being next line to or next in line to be the Wolverine. So
Oh
when he
yeah.
was there, I was like, so you're gonna switch roles and go over to be the Wolverine now that you can't like do your thing.
Oh.
Oh no. Right in the middle of the question.
I don't Hold on, your internet is you've been
You kind of shut down that theory for me.
you're we couldn't
Am I
hear
fucking
any.
up?
Yeah, we couldn't hear any. Well, it's his internet. I'm gonna blame him. But yeah, we missed all of
Should
that
try to
story.
repeat that again?
Yeah. I'm sitting right next to my Wi-Fi.
No,
No,
I,
it's our Wi-Fi.
Oh, when I was talking to
you know why
John,
he's watching the movie right now. That's why.
No. I'm not.
He's streaming it. So
I'm
it's-
on the fucking the cell service. I'm just I'm looking at. So you had meatballs with Shane.
Shane. Oh, Shane from Walking Dead.
yeah,
That's fucking
Just trying to figure out
badass.
who
yeah,
John
he was
Lewis or
cool,
Britt
man.
was
I was
in,
asking him
but-
if he was gonna be Wolverine or not, because
Yeah.
at that time, he was like not doing the Punisher shit. But I'm glad he came back. That new Punisher was fucking great.
Yeah.
He's
You're a
fucking
comic book guy,
good
yeah?
actor. Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
I like
the
that.
Punisher, right?
I fucking like but people wear Punisher shit who aren't into comics. But like yeah, dude,
Yeah.
all these like movies I watch all these other YouTube channels where they kind of like break down and talk about stuff and sometimes they like talk shit about it. I'm like, I don't know, dude. As a fan, it's just cool to see these fuckers in real life and like seeing the team
I'm
ups.
down for it, man.
Seeing the team ups now where like Daredevil and Punisher. Fucking
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And
The
then
Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool
was
Wolverine,
good.
that was fucking crazy. That was
I was
super
like,
cool to
I was
see.
surprised I'm not with Disney and Marvel, like, cause Deadpool's gonna be so.
You know what,
bloody and
Disney is
shit.
not
I was
Disney-
Like, damn.
Disney is not the
Mhm.
Disney you think of anymore. It's not just princess
Yeah.
movies and fucking cartoons. They have own Hulu. They
gotta
own
make
fucking ESPN. They own everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Taking that money.
They
It's-
kind of have to go all in.
You cannot think of it as Disney. It's Marvel, and I mean, yeah, dude.
Disney's a
It's
corporation. now.
pretty nuts, dude.
Oh yeah.
What about
I
this
love
new
it. I've been-
Fantastic
I'm
Four?
fucking for. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Even that new shit. Like, what is this? Like the fourth iteration of Fantastic Four?
Yeah, yeah.
now?
But this
Fuck.
one somehow ties into the other Marvel movies, the MCU and shit that are out now.
What I hate
Gonna
is they
bring on
cast the
Galactus.
same guy to play two different characters.
Tony Stark.
Yeah, well, they addressed that in the Deadpool
yeah.
Wolverine movie.
Well, the Captain America, you know,
Yeah, how he was
also
Human
John,
Torch.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah, they addressed it in it's multiversal shit in different universes. People are different things. That's not the same universe.
Ah,
The Fox universe is different from the MCU, bro.
I understand that.
And the way the multiverse works, people look the same in different ones, and they have different. You never watch Loki, bro?
No.
In one universe, he's a girl. In one universe, he's a fucking crocodile.
Yeah. That was a good show too.
That like kind of explains all like to get all this like crazier, bigger picture Marvel lore and shit. Like you gotta watch all these crazy side fucking shows, and there's choke seasons of it. It's kind of a lot to digest.
That's where AI
I'm kind
comes
of-
in.
That's where like getting high and when your kids are asleep come in and you just throw on fucking Marvel shit and just get caught up.
I've been stuck on.
Oh, yeah.
I just got NBA 2K25. I'm stuck on that fucking game. That's a really, really well put together game.
Do you play video games?
Dude, for my whole life, yeah. But I haven't really, it's been hard since the kids were born and shit. Like we have Nintendo Switches that they play, and I play with them too. But I still have an Xbox One, and one of my good friends and I we play Call of Duty, and we don't play like online like where you just like get on there with a whole bunch of people. We play usually just the zombie. We'll go like
Campaign.
online and like have like two other people. Yeah, I don't do the campaign. Like I've played it before. It's just boring when you're not like playing with somebody else. That's like you're
Yeah.
sitting there talking to them and fucking trying to survive an apocalypse.
Just doing side quests with your friends where you go kill zombies.
Yeah. My boy
Hell
told me
yeah.
that there's a SWAT co-op that's like
We
5
play-
boys.
We play bots.
Oh, there you go. They
So what
just
is that? You're
come out.
playing against the computer?
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
there's
You
one
play
called,
like you get like 18 bots.
yeah. Ready or Not. It's
Sorry,
coming
we're
out.
going back and forth.
Yeah, no, it's
We're
like
both freezing,
lagging.
but I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, we're fucking handling it. Yeah, I don't know. My boys always tell me like that the new game's coming out, and they're like, "Oh, this is a sick one." They're usually right. Like, you ever played Wildlands, Ghost Recon? Audio went out too.
No, I've seen it, but I haven't played it.
There's like a delay from the video and the audio, but we just gotta pretend like we're on the news. Back to you, Kalei. What were you gonna say?
No, that's a good co-op game. That's like super stony, but yeah, then that's a super fucking fun game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you catch up. While
I
take
just
this
realized I have a Nintendo Switch for my kids. They really don't play it that much, so like I find myself playing it more than them, which isn't a lot. But I realized, oh shit, we have Mario 3D, and I was like, oh shit. So I started playing that recently, which is weird when you're used to not. I mean, Nintendo 64 was kind of 3D, but this one is just weird. It's different.
It's not that 2D.
Yeah. But it is kind of cool to be able to like explore the area in all directions. Have you played that?
I haven't played the new one yet.
No, you gotta try that. And then there's the new. I don't know. This is nerdy gamer shit, but the new Switch 2 that came out. Apparently, like, you buy the device and then you have to pay for like the license to use the software as well. It's not monthly, but I think you pay to do it. And then they made some sort of clause like if you with this device, if you jailbreak it or do any modifications to it, they can revoke your license to play it and take it so like it'll be inoperable. Like that's pretty fucking nuts. And then the games, you could go to the store and there's the physical games aren't the physical game. It's like a key, yeah, like a key. You put it in and it unlocks it, and then you can download it and play it. So don't. It's this whole fucking you'll own nothing and you'll be happy bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like if you
And then
fuck
they'll
up,
eventually take it from you.
yeah, if you fuck up, they can take it from you. But I did see some gameplay of that fucking Mario Kart World. I was like, that looks pretty fucking cool. Like
You know what's cool with PlayStation?
infinite track, dude. That's pretty sick.
PlayStation has a
Yeah.
monthly subscription, PlayStation Plus, but
Mhm.
they put out free games every month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got the 2K. It was actually one of the free games, and I fucking was like, oh shit, download. Yep. So they have deals and shit, you know.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
the monthly is like $5-6, so it's pretty.
That's
it's
not
worth
bad.
it.
Yeah, that's how Xbox was with the Xbox Game Pass. And there, you can get like a whole shitload of games on there and just download them right to your system. It's crazy. All this shit's time suckers.
Yeah, true.
It
that,
is,
true
but
that.
you
But
know,
it's enjoyable.
yeah, dude. I found myself like if I don't go and work out and stuff, I go crazy, right? But sometimes I don't have the time to work out, so I'll go play video games.
Exercise your mind, your
Oh, dude, talk about disconnection from like,
finger dexterity.
yeah, man.
You put sweatbands on your fingers.
Yeah, I heard a guy uses video game lube. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. He told me, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
Did he tell you what it is?
It's lube for your hands, so you
Oh,
don't. get,
lube.
It's video game lube, so you don't
Oh.
get like raw
Callus?
fingers and shit.
I thought you said fucking loop, like
That was the gayest thing I've ever
L-O-O-P.
heard.
Yeah, this sounds pretty gay. Why wouldn't you just use fucking Vaseline?
Yeah, just use lotion like every fucking teenager.
But anyway. Since New Jersey's legal now, yeah, rec. Do you enjoy that, or are you smoking less since you have?
Dude, it's weird. During that whole time working with Diaz, I was, he was like giving me shit every time I went there, and I didn't really have to go anywhere to get it. So, and now it's like, it's just been a little tight lately. So I just haven't really gone out, and because it's fucking expensive, even though it's there and available,
Yeah.
So I've actually like since I don't know, probably like a month or two. This is like the most sober I've been since I was 17. Like
I'm so
I literally
sorry.
haven't. I know, dude. I know. So am I.
Cue the sad
But like
music. No.
the violins,
Yeah.
little tiny ones. But yeah, dude, it's like it's weird. I haven't like gone like a few days or like a week without smoking since I was 17, and then like within this last couple of months, I've just had to. So it's just like fuck, man. It's kind of weird to get used to again and have your I don't know, because I did it like when I was smoking. I was doing it like I'd wake up, I'd hit it, I fucking go on my lunch break, I'd hit it, fucking come home, I'd hit it before I go to bed. Like it was pretty much constantly all day. And then now it's just like if I can find something to enjoy, I will. But it's weird, man. It's weird being fucking on the sober side of life.
So sorry
I
to
don't
hear
That
you.
was
I
like the
don't really
saddest story
enjoy
I've
it.
I
heard
know.
all
I
week,
feel
bro.
really bad, dude.
Oh.
And we're all over here on Zoom in Hawaii smoking bong rips.
Are you a British comic, dude? Fucking, what's going on?
Oh man, dude.
Ricky Gervais in it
If
over
you
here.
if you and your family ever make it to Hawaii,
We got you.
definitely fucking hit us up.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
can fucking
definitely.
Send
But
it-
it's not gonna be like this forever. I know that, and it's just I feel like I kind of needed it a little bit,
Mhm.
just to, like clear my fucking head a little because
Yeah.
I don't know, things just got real like last June or no last May when I stopped working with Joey. It was like kind of sudden, not really. Like he stopped doing the joint and um we did like a summer of like where I was just doing like I would because I ran his clips page on YouTube too besides his main page. So I was just like taking like old episodes and making compilations and shit and doing that for a while. And then it was just like May was just the last check I got from him. And then he was like, I don't know, like go work at Amazon. So I was like, okay. And I actually did. I worked at Amazon for fucking 6 months last year. And that was
Oh.
hard as fuck. Like, I don't even know how I got through a summer of driving around delivering packages and shit. But then it got to be like December finally, and it got dark like early, and I couldn't fucking see where I was going. I had I was over in like Pennsylvania delivering shit, and I
Oh,
was like,
shit.
fuck this. And the whole time I'm like applying and applying and applying for jobs and stuff, but they just weren't fucking they weren't happening. And I feel like for a while there, he might have thought that I wasn't. I was just kind of like working with him and trying to just skate by on that, but it was definitely not like that. And then I got back into a law firm because I was doing like real estate foreclosure, like I was a paralegal, like before I worked with him, and I was like making all those posters and shit for him and Rogan, like on my bathroom breaks and shit on my phone, because there's you can do it on your phone now. Like it's crazy. But now I'm back in a law firm again, like trying to do like side hustle stuff on the side. That's why you keep seeing me fucking post shit like, hey, you need help with fucking the shit that I used to do? Like, what's up? But yeah, it's been a rough fucking year, man. But luckily I've had like family and shit help out, and my brother was like he was actually after I stopped working with Diaz, my brother was like helping me like with the smoke a lot. Like he was just like kind of getting rid of it on the side a little bit, so he had extra and would just hook me up a lot. And it's just after a while I just felt bad like keeping on taking it without giving anything, so just had to quit that shit a little bit. But you know once I get back on my feet again, I'm definitely gonna be
You got to do
in
what you got to do,
partaking.
man. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good on you to
I
know your
was.
priorities, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I kind of wish I almost did it like earlier, because not that it's a waste of time, but like you get high and you're just like like for me anyway, I just wanted to fucking chill and relax and not do extra work when I wasn't working the
Mm,
full-time gig, you know.
right.
But now it's like I'm looking for side jobs while I'm, at work during the day, like trying to figure out what the fuck's where's the money gonna come from next, you
Right,
know?
right.
So
It's rough out there, y'all.
yeah, a little bit.
Cost of living
Yeah.
super high.
Fuck yeah, man.
No
Gas is up to fuck. I don't know what it is there, but like a gallon of fucking gas is like 3.30 here.
Oh, shit, we're like 490 right now.
I think I
Oh
paid like
wow.
450.
450.
Not that that is like
No, no, no.
comparing to like
It's
other
still a
things
lot
like
because you guys are driving far and you guys have inner city traffic too, which burns a lot of fucking gas too. And like registration, you guys still pay all of that shit. Safe? Do you guys have safety checks out there?
uh not as much recently. Like
Okay,
I feel like that was bigger like probably like 10 years ago at least.
got
Like
you.
there would be like people just like the cops would just have like road sectioned off and oh, we're gonna pick you, go overhead and pull in
Oh
this parking lot and
shit!
fucking we gotta check your registration and your insurance and all that shit, your license. And
Wow.
I got popped a couple times from not having like I don't even know what it was. It was probably like car insurance or my registration was like not renewed in time or whatever. So, but I don't know, like the last like couple of years at least, knock on fucking wood, I haven't like seen that kind of shit and I've stayed away from driving too fast and like getting pulled over for dumb reasons, you know.
Mm,
Hmm.
But a lot of the time I was driving around smoking too, like when it was illegal.
right.
So like that's that one time I was working at a pizza shop and me and my boy got done and we went over to a CVS across the street and this is like 15, 20 years ago though, but um it was the only time I've ever been arrested.
Oh shit.
And we he went into the CVS to get a blunt and then came back out and he was sitting in my car and he like broke it apart and threw the insides out onto the ground outside and somebody fucking pulled up next to us and like saw it and went into the CVS and they were like apparently the cops that pulled me over because he was waiting for his girl to come and he got in a car with her and went out one exit and I went out the other exit and I was the one that got pulled over
Oh
and I had
shit.
fucking it stunk in my car because we just got done smoking in the parking lot there. So apparently the person that went into the CVS and saw him like dumping the guts out
Snitched on
was an
you.
off-duty cop. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
those fucking assholes.
And they
fuck,
yeah, and they were like, "Oh,
dude.
let me call the police on these fucking people that." And I got pulled over in my development. Like I got off the main road and I was like in my development. My dad had to fucking come and like get my car because it was just sitting there next to somebody's house.
Oh
But
shit.
that
That's
was
like
a weird fucking
hijacking,
time.
dude. Yeah, that's weird as fuck, man.
You want
And
to
at the
hear?
time, it was definitely still illegal. And the cop that was like driving me to the station was like, I know it's almost legal, but we still gotta do what we gotta do.
You went to great lengths though, fool, to get me. You know, like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking like
Fuck you,
11:30,
man.
12 o'clock at night. And we weren't bothering fucking nobody.
That's what I gotta say.
So,
Shout out to the HPD, the Honolulu Police Department, because like as a kid smoking, I got rolled up on a lot with cops, and they were like, Just put that shit out, man. Come on, like
Yeah.
be smart. You're gonna drive home, you know." Like
yeah.
they're just like voices of reason. They didn't want to bust you. They just wanted to be like, "Dude, the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Not here, dude. Here it was like if they busted you, they got a fucking bonus or some shit. I don't know. But they were just all about it, man.
That's
Let's get
bullshit.
these fucking kids.
What part of serve and protect does that have to do with anything?
Ah,
They're protecting
It's not a-
everybody else from you. From you hooligans.
You're stinky. Okay, if
Yeah.
that's the case, there's a bum down the street. Go fucking arrest him. You know what I mean?
He's
Like,
not
Yeah.
bothering nobody.
I'm
well,
not
they don't
bothering
understand
nobody.
either that like drive because I feel like a lot of like law enforcement they don't fucking or at least back then that they didn't smoke. They would be more drinkers.
Yeah, there's no
So they felt
education.
like yeah, they didn't know that like people that smoked often didn't really have that much of a impairment when they're driving. They're more focused, I felt like,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
You tend
If
to
I was
go
drinking,
slower.
that's a different fucking story, or
Yeah.
on acid. Did
There's that.
that one time.
I tend to go
I had to,
slower when I'm super stoned. Like I catch myself like, oh shit, I'm going only 50. Like, and the speed limit's 55 on the freeway. Like, I better at least go the speed limit. God
yeah,
damn.
cruise control.
Yeah, too high. That's how I know when I'm too high. It's like I feel myself slowing down. I'm not even gassing it anymore. Like,
Like, look at this fucking old lady, and they pull up next to you, and it's
coasting.
Eric driving.
People passing me, yeah. I drive a minivan. People are like, "Get who the fuck is this old? Oh, weird. He's old, but
This old lady got dreads. What the fuck? Oh wait, no, it's a man. It's got a beard.
look at that beard. Uncle, hurry up!"
Jesus fucking Christ.
So they yell at me, "Uncle, get out of the way." Sorry.
Nice shoes, uncle.
Yeah. It's my kids, bro. I did also want to ask you about the time you ate that Star of Death. And did you eat the whole thing? Like, I know I've heard you. I kind of vaguely know the story a little. I don't know if you mentioned it on your podcast or I don't know where, but share that with us because
Yeah.
I'm interested
Dude.
to know how that night went.
Well, the Stars of Death, like, I definitely did eat the whole thing. He gave me one at one of his shows. We went to Gotham Comedy Club in New York City, and me and my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, he gave both of us a star, and she took like one of the edges of the star. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
yeah,
good?
yeah. He's at what?
Okay.
Well, what is that Star of
The
Death?
Star of Death. You don't know what the Star of Death
No.
is?
It was just some company that made a gummy that was in the shape of a star, and it was like really potent.
It's like
It
1,000 milligrams or something.
I don't know. I don't think it was because after the Stars of Death, and he moved back here, he was getting these ones called ABX. They're little like pills. They look like little fish pills, kind of. And those ones, they were either like 50, 100, or 200 milligrams. And he would give me like bottles of those too with fucking buds and shit. So I got used to like taking 200 milligram
Edibles.
fucking pills at a times, and I felt like those things were way more powerful than the Stars of Death were.
Oh
But
shit.
I definitely did get fucking ripped off of the Star. I remember because we took the train into New York City from Jersey, and then drove home from there, and I was fucking gone on the train when we were on our way back.
Nice.
So it was fucking crazy. But the little ABX pills, man, they were nuts. Like I couldn't. I don't know how he would take like 5 of the pills that were 200 milligrams each, so he would be on 1,000. But like I took like one, and I was like, "See ya."
Right.
Yeah.
I can't even smoke right now.
Yeah.
Like on top of it, you know.
It's useless. You're not doing anything. You're just coughing.
No.
That's a good. I find that a benefit of like the newer technology or whatever the ways to administer and consume your cannabis because like that sounds kind of fun sometimes. I wouldn't do it all the time, but yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah, I definitely had to do it when like the kids went to bed,
Yeah.
and I was ready to fucking munch on some grindage and then fucking fall fast asleep, and it was good sleep.
Hell
I
yeah.
had not had good sleep like that in a while, but yeah, that shit's crazy. And now like with the vape pens and shit, like you don't even have to like
Hide.
smoke and have it like hidden that much. You just go blow it out the door and then come back in, and you don't even smell like weed, and
The perfect
you're
crime.
fucking toasted.
Dude, I got this gummy from my uncle, and he owns a dispensary in Oregon, right? And it was just a little square, and it was green. It tasted fantastic. And he's like, it's really, really, really strong. And I don't remember the fucking milligrams because it was on the package, and I threw it away. I fucking ate it. I knew what it was before I took it, but I ate it, and like, dude, the next day I had this crazy weed hangover. Where like I didn't want to do I had zero motivation for the day. I just wanted to fucking stay
Yeah.
inside and fucking not do anything. It's almost like my body exerted energy while I was like passed out. Like I woke up tired, like more exhausted.
Yeah,
It was-
that definitely did happen with those ABX pills too, man. I gave one to a friend that she didn't ever like have anything that potent, and she had to She was literally sleeping the whole next day and had to call out of work for like 2 days in a row
Yeah.
because she was so like hung or high over.
Yep. You ever got that?
Crazy.
You're stoned the next day.
Yeah, but not debilitating kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're
You
pretty
just
good with
smoke a
that.
little more and you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Or eat something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Coffee usually snaps me out of it. Like the first coffee of the day, I'm kind of like, boop. All right, back to normal.
my things are like
Yeah.
the times where I used to make these cookies homemade. I used to make my own oil, coconut oil, and fucking make my. I don't know what the dosage was. It was all just a guessing game. And
Yeah.
to me, these cookies were super strong, and I would make them. So I started making them like small, like little bite-sized ones. And I ate like half of that. That'd be perfect. But there was one night I don't know, ate a bunch, and then this is when our firstborn was still small, and like we're taking pictures or doing all that kind of fun stuff in our living room, and then like I just remember thinking like, all right, I'm done. Like I told my wife like, if you want to continue like getting photos, you can do it because I just need to like lay down. Like I'm out of it.
The world got heavy.
Yeah. And then there was this other time. This is gonna sound real disgusting, but hey, no judgment. After you vape dry herb, you can save it, right?
I
And you
smoke it again.
Yep. Or like throw it. That's what I used to make the coconut oil out of. You same way you make weed oil or weed butter. You do that same process with that bud that's already been browned. And then so I used to do that and all that stuff. So I used to save all this AVB or ABV, whatever it's called. I used to save all that. And one time I had a jar and a thing of yogurt. And I was like, I'm just going to see what the fuck happens. So I took like a huge spoonful, threw it in the yogurt, and mixed it up. I ate it super fast because it was fucking disgusting. But when that thing fucking hit me, I had to tell my wife, like, you need to drive home. Like, I cannot, like... It's like I'm like gone, dude. I'm in the car, like holy shit.
People don't realize that about like dry herb vaporizers. If you save that, so like there's a high spike of CBN after, right? And that's like ambient. So like if you have enough of that shit, it's like a sleep aid to the fullest, and it's debilitating. It's done. You're fucking done. So yeah.
That's another fun story too, because my one friend who used to live with us. I was out and our other friend was hanging out, and me and my wife were gone, and they were asking me about the cookies, and I was telling them, yeah, they're pretty strong. And then I told them you can have some, but I was like, just eat one. I gave them the whole fucking spiel. And these guys smoke a lot. They're not like lightweights. They know what they're doing, right? So I didn't give them like a more explicit warning. It's just like, yeah, just eat one. So they call me like an hour later and they're like, bro, I'm so fucking weak, these things. And I was like, oh, okay, I just wait. But if you want to go eat more, eat more. But I ate like the whole fucking Tupperware thing I had, which is probably like 4 cookies each. And I was like, oh, fuck. When I came home, they was both just on the couch, passed out, like dead to the world. Like, it's like, fuck. I took a picture of them and fucking texted it to them. So that when they wake up, it's like, fucking not strong,
Drew dicks on their face on the way out.
You should have just waited. Because sometimes when you make it like that, it takes longer to hit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My girlfriend when we first started dating, we made a whole thing of pot brownies, and we both ate a couple of them, and then like went to bed, and then she woke up, and she was like high and hungry, so she ate the whole rest of the brownie thing.
Oh fuck!
And she got crazy fucked up. And I was like, dang, you could have woke me up and like let me have a little bit more too.
We could have
You
both
just
been
ate 'em all.
debilitated together.
You know what's a thing I heard from Joey Diaz, like from his podcast a long time about like edibles and stuff. He had mentioned like eating greasy food or oily foods or fatty foods after the fact. Like, you've already eaten your edible. Maybe like 2-3 hours later, you eat like something fatty or greasy, and it like gets back, mixes with what's in there, and it like kicks you back up. I've tested that, and I find it to be accurate. Have you eat it? Like, I remember I used to fucking,
It attaches to fat, right?
I guess, but like, yeah, eat like a half a cookie at work, right? And then fucking come lunch before work, and then come lunchtime, go grab like a slice of pizza, and then like eat that pizza and be like, oh, super stoned again.
Mm.
I would think it would delay the effect because it'd be binding to the fat in the pizza. Right?
I don't know. Maybe it was placebo, and I was just trusting the church of what's happening now at the time.
He
'Cause
was open.
he definitely inspired me to eat more edibles and just fucking go for it. You know what I mean?
Edibles is good to like party on. If you're like, today is the day I'm just gonna fucking get super high and watch a super good movie, and then like, no, I'm not gonna finish the movie, right? And you just eat a bunch of edibles and just fucking.
Get some popcorn or chips, something to munch
That's
on.
a 40-year-old party to me. You know what I mean?
It's a good time.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
when your kids are asleep and you know you're done with dad duty for the rest of the night, and you just want to like watch something and like veg out. What is your like go-to programs, shows, movies, whatever?
I was really big into fucking Stranger Things when that was on. That was pretty cool. But like I said earlier, that show on Apple TV is called Murderbot. It's just some weird ass. I don't even know how to explain it, but they're like on like another planet with like this like guy. It's Alexander Skarsgård, the dude that was in True Blood, I think it was back in the day, the blonde vampire guy.
Is that
But
fucking Tarzan guy?
he's like, yeah, Tarzan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like this robot, half like kind of a little bit
Cyborg.
human. Yeah, it's like a hybrid kind of thing. And I don't know, it's just dumb. I just watch it. But you know what I've been
Is it a
going back and
comedy or is
watching
it
a
like
lot?
violent? Like, is it?
No, it's violent.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of shit going on. It's funny too. Like there's a bunch of like comedy kind of in it
Yeah.
as well. But that's kind of why I like it. I like more shit that's like a mixture of like the sci-fi, comedy, and violence all together in one. You know.
Murderbot.
But I've been getting back into like fucking like the old Batman TV show and shit. I bought like the whole series on Apple TV like a while ago, and now I put on the actual the movie from the 60s for my kids on Father's Day, and I never like showed them that yet, and they were both like into it. Like, this is so funny. Like they were noticing stupid jokes that I didn't even like get at first when I was younger watching it, and now I'm like older watching it, and I get that it was made to be like campy and funny and shit.
Yeah.
But it's just hilarious to sit there and I'd like doing that too. I won't get high and sit there with them, but like I like watching shit that I already know and watched with other people that haven't watched it for like they're watching it for the first time. I like to like see people's reactions to shit, you know.
That's cool.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just get into a whole bunch of fucking weird stuff. Mainly I like a lot of like podcasts too. Like I've been into fucking Billy Corgan's Magnificent Others podcast, the dude from Smashing Pumpkins.
Shit.
He started his own podcast recently, and he's been having some crazy people on there. Like, and I've been getting back into like 90s like grunge and stuff. Like that was like my heart back in the day. Like I started playing guitar because of fucking Nirvana and Alice in Chains and shit. So like just to see like those people talking to each other now finally, you know. Like when I started doing one by one back in the day, I just went out. It's like you messaged me. I was messaging fucking like people in bands that I liked. Like the drummer of fucking this band called Seven Dust. I had him on, and it was just fucking weird to like be talking to somebody that like I grew up listening to their music in high school, and he's sitting here just shooting his shit with me
That's
on
so
a fucking
cool.
stupid podcast, you know? So to be able and I told him back then, I was like, dude, Seven Dust should start a fucking podcast like on the road. Like you guys can do it yourselves. Like talk about what the hell happened during like the late 90s during that fucking whole era when you guys were all touring with like Incubus and fucking System of a Down and shit like that. Like that's what I like to hear about, you know. So it's cool to hear Billy Corgan fucking talk to like the dudes from Stone Temple Pilots, or fucking he just had Gavin Rossdale from Bush on there, you
That's
know.
fucking dope.
So,
What's it called
yeah,
again?
it's pretty cool. The Magnificent Others.
Magnificent Others. All right. I'm going to tap into that one for sure.
There's a lot of that, like the old. There's like a lot of old skateboarders like Tony Hawk and fucking what's his name, Jason Ellis have a fucking podcast and they have like other skaters on. Like I think for me that kind of similar to like what you're saying. It's like kind of cool to see like, oh, these are the skaters we grew up watching, and now they're like talking about the old shit. And there's this other one.
Because we never got to hear that back then.
Right.
Like we watched them do their thing, but we never like. Heard about their daily life and like their interactions with other big fucking skaters or other like musicians and shit, So it's cool to hear that.
It's like seeing an Avengers movie where all your heroes are together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the same kind of fucking
Dude, I'm
feeling.
excited. I am excited for that Fantastic Four. I'm also excited for the Superman movie coming out because I was a huge like Christopher Reeve Superman fan back in the day, So just the fact that they have the old like song playing in the background,
yeah,
it just gets me excited. So that's like the one movie I'm looking forward to this year.
I usually just wait. Do you go see them in theaters? Do you go to theaters out there?
If it's like one that I really want to see, yeah, I'll go. Like we went and saw like the first movie I took my oldest son to go see was the Super Mario movie that came out a few years ago. So that was really fucking cool because it was like my childhood. Like I wished that even though that was, computer animated.
Right.
You remember the one from back in the day with fucking John Leguizamo and shit.
Yeah.
That was just not it was cool, but it was not fucking the Super Mario that I thought that they were gonna make.
Not at all.
But
it
was really cool to go.
They did not follow the source material closely at all for that one.
It's like Street
No,
Fighter.
It's fucking
no. Dennis Hopper is fucking.
It's dude. People use
Alter
that
or whatever the fuck, King Koopa.
People use that movie as a reference for predictive programming for reptilian shapeshifters. Like they were trying to tell us something, and it's like, dude, that's just a fucking whack Mario movie. But that's just what they want you to think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's what they say.
It's like They Live.
Yeah, dude. They Live wasn't a movie. It was a documentary.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. You ever heard of that? I forget what it's called. There's a name for it. It's a type of glass that... I don't know what the fuck it's called, but this dude had it, and, like, other people have claimed that you can make it or get it. It's, like, really rare, but, like, he, like, held it up to the sky and, like, filmed through the glass, and you could see... Just let me finish before you say no. He could see through the glass, like, there's, like, a bunch of alien spaceships out there just fucking going around, and he'd move the glass away, and then it's just a clear sky. You know what I mean? Some clouds. But Dicilium glass.
Never fucking know, man.
Dicilium glass, and it's like, see, they're telling you, like, they put it in the movies, like, these technologies exist, but they're just suppressed, and they don't want you to know. The aliens are here. They're all around. They're just using cloaking methods. Buy my crystals.
Hopefully they fucking save us from the asteroids that are gonna hit our planet in a couple of weeks.
I'm pretty sure you haven't, but have you ever heard of the movie or TV show called The Event?
Yeah, but I forget what was that.
Oh, ooh,
the aliens come down?
It's not. It's kind of, sort of, but not really. I'll try to sum it up the best I can in the shortest amount of time.
Go ahead and sum it up.
I should complete this because even for Voices from the Planet, I would once in a while watch an episode and do like live commentary about the episode as I'm watching it, and I would make it episodes. I got to like episode 5 or 6 maybe, but it was a series I watched back in the day when scheduled TV on TV. It's on at this time every night. I think my wife had TiVo. This is before we were married. They had like TiVo or some sort of DVR, so we'd DVR it. But it was such a fucking interesting show. So basically, 1940s aliens crash, right? They look just like humans, except for they age slightly different. Nipples. They age slower than us. Their DNA is like super close, but it's just that much of a difference. So they crash land in like Alaska. The government gets wind of it. They lock them up. But half of them escape and get into the United States and assimilate into like blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to now, present day when this show came out, 2011, 2012, the president is going to announce to the world that, we've had these people, they're not a threat to us all this time, so we're going to release them to the public. As he's about to make this press conference, airplane is hijacked and flown into the fucking press conference, going to fucking take him out. But right before it does, a portal opens and the plane's gone, right? And it's it tells like how the government covers up thing. They lie about what really happened. They don't know, but then they know it's the aliens, but they're not telling the public, blah, 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 blah. So this whole thing, but
That's
basically
a summary?
it runs kind of, it's like leads up to this, but basically the main point is that these aliens were looking for places to bring their people to. And it wasn't like they're going to come in motherships. They were like trying to get enough power to like transport their entire planet like right next to Earth and like soak up Earth's whatever, right? But there has been on Earth for the longest fucking time another alien race that their whole goal is just to fucking protect humanity and watch it evolve and let it go. So they're the ones who they kidnapped the dude's daughter and forced him to fly a plane to try to kill the president so he doesn't announce it. Like, they do fucked up shit too, but they're here to protect the world.
To save us.
Yeah, to save us. They're going to fucking murder people, but still, it's like...
For the greater good.
Yeah, but like nobody on the plane died, so like they fucking transported to somewhere in the desert, and it's like the government finds them and everybody's like passed out dead, right? So they're like, how do we fucking explain this? People saw this, right? It was covered on the news. So they make up some bullshit story, say all the people are dead, blah, 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 blah. But, 38 hours, 34 hours later, whatever it is, the people start waking up and they're actually still alive. It's like, what the fuck? So now they got to figure out, now what do we do with these people that we just said were dead on fucking to the public? You know what I mean? And like...
Zombies.
Dude, it's an interesting
like
story.
that Malaysian plane that disappeared, dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm telling
man.
you, predictive fucking programming. They put it in TV shows and movies.
Well, speaking of which, you saw that one movie that was produced by Barack Obama?
Yes.
The No
Yeah,
One
with
Gets-
Kevin Bacon, right?
Leave
Yeah,
the World
Leave
Behind
the
or
World
whatever it's
Behind.
called.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
What
pretty
the hell does that
fucking
motherfucker
scary.
know?
Yeah, dude.
What did his chef know or whatever that dude was who
Dude, like,
drowned?
think of yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like, think about that show though. Like, that show is like impending doom.
Right. What do they know? What are they trying to tell us? That's what I'm saying. And it's like in a lot of these movies, it's like, what is this? There's been movies about AI. There's, the Terminator has existed since the fucking 80s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
and they're doing it now. They're basically building Skynet.
I know. And the Matrix, who knows? We might
The
be in the
Matrix.
simulation.
We got fucking SpaceX right here in Hawaii too.
The Fantastic Four just blasting off in rocket ships. Elon, Jeff Bezos, who's the other two?
Katy
Fuck.
Perry.
Katy Perry
Katy
and
Perry.
fucking Gail, what's her name? Oprah's friend.
Oh my God, that was so weird and
Do you
dumb.
think that was real or what?
Fill me in.
I don't know, but like, did they really have to like look into a camera and like have the little flowers and like just laugh the whole time? I would be looking out that fucking window, like
Wait,
in awe.
fill me
You
in.
know, like
You're not aware?
Wait, no.
You don't know what happened?
No.
Women are
Katy-
astronauts now.
Wait.
Katy Perry and whatever her Gail, whatever she's like a news
Gail King.
anchor. Gail
Okay.
King.
Yeah, she's like a
And,
morning TV
couple
host.
of Jeff Bezos' wife,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Or-
Wait.
Yeah, they all went up, and I don't even think they went into space. It was
No.
just like up, like really close to it or something.
So a few months
But yeah.
back, these women, I don't know how many of them, there's like 6 of them or 8 of them or 10 of maybe even more, but they went up in one of Jeff Bezos's rockets
Mm-hmm.
into space.
Mm-hmm.
There's this whole big thing about like being in space. And then they came back down.
Katy Perry's an astronaut?
I mean, that's what they're calling themselves astronauts. I mean, I was saying it jokingly and kind of to
Well, it's
parody.
like the WNBA, right?
Yeah, they're still
They're not
that's-
quite dunking, but
that's
they
sexist.
dunked.
They're
you know?
still basketball players, but
They're
these women
still
just
astronauts.
these women just basically went for like a super high airplane ride.
Right. They
You know.
are astronauts because they got to the stratosphere, but they're not. They've
Well,
dunked.
that's what people are fucking saying. Is
but they're
like,
not throwing it down. You know what I mean? There's two different things.
I guess that's where the conspiracy people kind of come into play in this story. Is like, did they really even go there? Like, what was the point? Like, it's so weird. the
Did
capsule.
you see when they landed?
When the capsule came down, it looked weird and fake, and then like it didn't have any like re-entry marks, but that kind of leads to like they didn't really actually go to space. They were just really high in a balloon or whatever. But like,
well, they
it's
did.
just
Yeah,
The guy did the Halo jump. Did you see that one?
Did he
The
burn up?
the Red Bull? No, they
Right.
engineered it for that. He took a fucking balloon all the way up where gravity barely held him, and he jumped, and he fucking went all the way down. I would call him an astronaut.
Not to get
What
back
would you
off track, but it's kind of similar. I did see an AI video of that where they made him, but like he got stuck in space. Like he was a little he went a little too high, and he jumped out of the thing and just was floating there. Like, oh fuck, it's kind of
Oh,
funny.
the tether.
Like, god damn it. But no. So they came back down, and like there was no like damage to the
Yeah.
capsule. It was just weird. The thing when they came down, the door opened from the inside.
Yeah, and they shut it real quick.
And then somebody from the outside ran up and shut it as they were like putting the stairs to come down.
Wait, isn't this? That wasn't Katy Perry.
That was
right?
Katy Perry.
Wait a fucking
And
minute. Wait.
People were pointing out.
Hold on.
Before you answer your question, people were pointing out that like those kind of rockets and stuff, the doors are supposed to open outwards for pressure wise. Otherwise, it could blow up. It's
In space.
whatever.
Yeah, and
it's
it
just-
opened in.
And they just had the ability to turn it and open it.
Wait,
Like,
okay.
that's-
What am I confusing myself with? There was an astronaut that was stuck in space.
That's a
correct?
different one.
Okay.
That
Oh,
lady's
yeah,
not
that
an
was actually
astronaut.
in-
That lady
at the
sucks.
International Space Station. Yeah.
But
was
that
wild.
Fuck
did have
that
some-
lady. We're talking about Katy Perry
No, no.
as an astronaut. It's more important right now.
No, okay. Well, that lady, right? There was
Yeah.
conspiracy on that one, right?
What? That
of
they weren't
like-
really
Oh, yeah.
stuck up there?
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but that gets into the whole conspiracy that space is fake. You know what I'm saying?
No. It was like
Yeah,
they
it does.
they landed. They were
You wanna go
okay,
there?
but then the media was like, "Oh, we don't know. They just got here, and they actually were okay. They just wanted to open the door for the public. Like, oh, we're okay."
I don't know. I think being up in space for that long would do something to your muscles. It would be kind of hard to like walk out on your own fucking
I get it,
physical
yeah.
exertion. But
Well, now here's a
people were saying, like,
here's
how
a-
did they get stuff up
well,
there? Like,
Here's a
what
real
the fuck's
question:
happening?
How was Katy Perry's legs coming out of the capsule?
Nah, they were only up there for 10 minutes. They're not
I'm
real
just
astronauts.
fucking
Yeah.
saying.
They just skipped out and then
She did kiss the fucking desert floor when she
Kissed the
got
earth.
out, though.
dude, it was the
She
most
got
fucking.
down and kissed the ground, and she was like, she brought like some little flower up on the way up, and she's like sitting there like crying into a camera
Yeah.
with the flower, and it just looks so fucking weird. Like, why are you looking in a camera
Turn
that whole
around.
time you're up there?
Look and tell us if it's flat or not, you bitch.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
like, solve something, you astronaut.
Ah.
It's so
Hilarious.
funny.
And then all the memes that came out after that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Katy Perry fucking forget
I
that.
live in her
She
fucking
did something. Now
rock.
she's a basketball player.
Dude, I doom scroll so much. I come across these kind of like things, and then I'm like, oh, deep rabbit hole. Let's go. That's how I got
Wow.
sucked into the fucking Liver King thing.
That's pretty interesting. I think it's a media fucking scrummage after the Netflix special been released.
I don't know.
I think it's a way to recover his authenticity, is to like, I'm gonna go fucking pick a fight with Joe Rogan. I'm gonna like, it's just people to tune in.
I
dude.
think it's like I said, we're watching a fucking downward spiral and self-destruction live as it happens.
I think someone fucking cracked him. That's what happened, though. Did you see his face? He had that fucking.
I don't know. Yeah, he did look bust up.
Yeah,
but
someone
I don't
fucking
even know.
cracked him.
Like, I watched his videos. I mean, and I watch a lot of Joe Rogan. I don't watch all of it.
His
but like,
workouts are.
I
Fucking
never really
crazy,
fucking
though,
hear him
though.
say like anything too crazy about the Liver King, like to warrant this sort of like
Well, it was
manic
a.
fucking outburst.
If you watch the Netflix thing, they kind of highlighted Joe Rogan. Like, I told you he was a fake kind of deal. Like, I told you he was on steroids. Like, it was that.
Well, yeah, but so were a ton
And that
of
was from
other
a few
people,
years ago, too.
and a ton of people were saying that the fucking dude he has on that more dates and more plates guy or whatever, more plates, more dates. Like, he's a physical. He was one of the main guys who like exposed the emails that came out about the how much steroids he was using.
Isn't like humankind kind of shitty though? If you look at it this way,
What?
that they went through so much effort to destroying this man's image. Yeah, he took steroids, right? But then, like, what he was telling people to do is get outside and enjoy nature and stuff like that. And it totally discredits that whole philosophy now that they've proven that he did steroids, right? And that's kind of shitty of human nature to, like, go through that much effort to try and prove him wrong and prove his vision wrong, when it's like, honestly, if someone was to not eat how he eats, I think if someone was to live that direction, not as extreme, basic, I'm sure you'd be a lot more healthier individual, you know? So, like, he had a positive message if you dig through all the bullshit. But I think it's crazy that people would spend the time to fixate on him so much and call him a liar and this and that based off of just steroid usage. It's fucking obvious he does steroids. He's ridiculously big, you know?
Yeah.
Whether you tell me or not, dude, I fucking know.
But not everybody is as much of a critical thinker as you, and people might buy it. That was
Well,
what
are you
the
buying
people
into, though?
that just doing these things is going to get you ripped and shredded like that, because that's what the real health experts were kind of saying is like, dude, you're selling this way of life when that's not really what you're doing. Like, yes, you're doing this and in addition, but you're doing steroids. But every time he's questioned about it, he's saying no. Like, he's saying, I'm not.
He's scared he's going to lose his empire. And
Well,
his millions
exactly.
of
And
dollars, you know
so
what I mean?
that's what, and they weren't trying to like steal his empire or crush his empire, but it's more the safety thing for the public who aren't as critical thinkers.
Yeah, but how safe is it?
Because the first thing I remember thinking when I saw him for the first time, I was like, dude, this guy is totally on steroids. There's no fucking way.
Dude, I mean, there's no fucking way.
But there are people that aren't going to fucking think that way.
But that's like the minority of...
But that's who those people were trying to protect, is the minority.
Yeah, well, fuck, all you're going to do is have them eat more meat. Like, whoop-de-fucking-do. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah,
have a
you
bunch
won't...
of stink motherfuckers running
You
around and
won't
don't
die.
shower.
Like, you're not going to die. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, Pokemon Go was more detrimental to mankind than the Liver King was.
Oh, I want to sidetrack so much about Pokemon Go.
But yeah, he's probably selling, like, has sponsors and selling
He has
fucking supplements and shit off of these people that he's lying to. So it's kind of fucked up.
He made
It is fucked up.
He made his
yeah.
own supplement line of, you know, primal fucking whatever.
But I'm looking at it this way. It's like, if the dumb people want to invest their money into that, that's the American way, right? That's why we have infomercials selling.
That's true.
We have infomercials selling fucking jewelry to elderly people at a high cost. You know what I mean? Like fake jewelry, and you see those infomercials late at night, right? Like, oh, hurry up! This is the last one we got. You got. That's the same kind of shit. Like,
hucksters.
Shame for fucking the American people for going through all of that fucking attention to bring that guy down, when it's like, hey, dude, look at this fucking guy. He is on steroids. Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Yeah.
Just Google steroid usage and it'll fucking be like that.
I guess if you're dumb enough to fall for it, good for you, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying. If you're dumb enough to fall for it, that's the American way.
That's what you get.
America.
Fuck yeah.
How long have we been going for?
2 hours.
All right, I think we should wrap it up and let you go to bed. Yeah, that's pretty long.
It's a late one, my man.
Dude, I feel like
Thank you for having me, man.
I feel like we could keep going for a lot longer. So, anytime you want to come back on.
Hell yeah! And when I get my shit together too, I'm gonna get you guys back online too. Man.
Hell
That'd
yeah!
Be cool.
Do it.
That'd be awesome.
We'll zoom it up, and then who knows? One day I'll get a sponsor, because I never even had my own sponsor during the whole time I was doing mine. So get a fucking sponsor and fly out there, or fly you guys the fuck out here. You know?
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Think positive.
I'll bring the smokes.
Manifest.
Yeah.
But tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, just plug your shit.
I think it's because I was One by One podcast for like the longest time on like Instagram and everything, but for some reason I was like, I don't want to change the name, so it's just michaelklein.onebyone now. Pretty much everywhere. I tried to make it all one thing, because I had like a name on Instagram, a different name on Twitter, a different name on fucking YouTube. So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
michaelklein.onebyone. Check them out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming by, bro. I know it's late. Appreciate the conversations, my man.
No, I appreciate it too, guys. It was a pleasure to meet you guys. Even the guy over in the corner.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Mr. Bud Naked. All right, we'll do it again soon.
All right, guys.
All right.
Man.
Talk
Take
to you
it
soon.
easy.
All right.
Peace.
You got to end it on your end, bro.
All right. Pushing the buttons. All right. Peace out, love.
All right, man.
All
Have
right,
a good
man.
night.
Peace.
Morning.
Aloha.
Too.
day.
It's like 3 a.m. almost.
Yeah, probably because we started at what? 7. It was like 1 o'clock. That's 1:30 his time, I think I calculated. Yeah, cool motherfucker. Michael Klein, One by One podcast.
Super cool guy, man.
Fucking, I'm glad we're kind of wrapping it up here because I gotta pee like a fucking
Like a what?
beaver.
Oh shit. You know that's one thing. Like you watch all these nature shows, right? You never once caught a beaver peeing. Have you ever seen a beaver pee?
Nope.
That's a good one, dude. That totally discredits your analogy, but we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah. So tell everybody where they can find you, Mr. Grow Guru.
You can find me at the Grow Guru Hawaii on IG and the Guru Grow Supply also on IG, and check me out at www.gurusgrow.com.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Voices from the Planet, and follow Everyone Knows You're High too. I'm on there too sometimes. Say hi either one. Yeah, everywhere you get your podcast, Voices from the Planet, and also Come Together Podcast Network. Hit me up if you're interested in starting your own podcast. I feel like me and Mike are kind of in direct competition with each other on this one. But he got the East Coast covered. I got this side of the Pacific covered.
Geographical exceptions.
Yep. But yeah, check that out, and yeah, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe the podcast to the podcast. I mean, Mr. Bud Naked.
Yeah, find me at Bud Naked on Instagram.
You got stuff coming up, right? You said you're doing the 710 event, possibly.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I might be working.
Anyway, the 710 event coming up.
I gotta check my schedule.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsors, millsnutrients.com. Go check them out. Mills Nutrients for all your organic needs. They have the organic line. If you're interested, hit up Mr. Grow Guru. Yeah, and he can help you out. And also Pakalolo Farmers. Farmer. Check them out. Auntie Farron, Uncle Kaika. Best apparel this side of the San Andreas fault line. Probably of the whole world. It's an infinite loop all the way around. It's just the best shit ever you've ever seen. So go check them out on Instagram. Hit them up. And Print Shop Hawaii for all your printing needs. They help us out with our banner print. They help us out with our shirts. So go check them out.
Appreciate those guys.
Brutal Mars Art. Brutal Mars for designing our logo that you see behind us in some of these shots, and on our fancy merch. And Proact Products, supplying Hawaii with lighting, CRB fucking solutions, all kind of good shit. And they got the fucking dab cup. Oh, we should bring that. Where is that?
I don't know, Wes.
Fuck. Next time we should bust that shit out.
Yeah,
but
we'll rip that some more.
But yeah, go check them out for all your solutions to all your problems. And Meat Lux, fucking go check out Meat Lux for all your fine wagyu and slagu and schmagu.
Schmagu needs.
That was everybody, wasn't it?
Good job, dude.
All right, cool. Anything else to add before we go?
Nope.
Alrighty, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, tell your aunties, tell them fucking this is the best podcast
Ever.
All right, collab it out.